Mondale is barely here. He is piggybacking off a satellite somewhere overseas. He's pinging a signal off the back of some orangutan in order to be here with us today. So you're going to have to forgive him. His connections are a little spotty. That said, welcome to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I am none other than Benjamin Dixon, joined by my brothers from other mothers. Mondale Robinson, how are you this morning, man?
Man, I'm good. And Ben is telling the truth, you all. Some nice rat allowed me to use her vagina hair to connect to the internet.
What in the world is going on? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about there, but I will say thank you for getting better connection, right? Because we were having a hard time getting connected this morning. Marcus Farrell, man, how you doing over there?
We're gonna have to see and end that Mondale boy over there. We're gonna have to just cut his feed. Hey, like he talk about rhyme.
Bro, they did not let your boy get 3 words in. I gotta find that clip. I don't have that clip yet, but your boy, send it to you. Send it to me, man, because Jamal Bowman got cut off, and I'm sitting back thinking, nah, they can't possibly be that obvious. They can't possibly be so obvious as to cut that man off because they didn't like what he was saying.
Oh God!
But you know what though? As someone who has, and I hope Bill Cobb's watching because I need him to tell Jamal this. As someone who has close interactions with Jamal Bowman, he needed that because I think he believed congressional election meant undisputable,
right,
or undefeated champ. So that was necessary right now to remind him that he is still a Negro, and I'm okay with that. And anybody got anything to say to me, bro? You don't know who I am as it pertains to that gentleman. So that ain't even. We should have that conversation too.
Make sure. I feel like I'm a little lost because maybe help me understand that, Mondale.
Oh, he's still. I'll help you. It's real easy. He's still a nigga. It's that conversation.
It's
just because you're a congressperson doesn't mean that you got the right to bless our God Almighty of all neoliberals, Bill Clinton, DLC, Rahm Emanuel. Fuck your 16 shots in the cover up. We don't care about that. We hired Rahm. Rahm can do whatever he wants to the black folks, and we're still going to reward him with a CNN job and a position in the.
Hang on. So from my perspective, these motherfuckers can't be that stupid. From y'all perspective, you're saying it's not them being stupid; it's them being aggressive.
Well, I'm actually saying something about him personally.
Okay.
Like so the idea that you thought the Justice Democrats got you where you are without the help of other folk, i.e. Bill Cobb, i.e. me, and all of the connections that come along with not Black Male Voter Project, but DFA and all the work we were doing for you. Even when I came to your race, even when I came to your district, and I'm just being 100 right now because guess what? 2 of the squirrels ain't functioning right, so I gotta go here. I gotta go here, y'all.
Functioning perfectly.
Yeah, I'm perfect.
I didn't say the name. Why y'all two getting upset? I could be one of the squirrels not functioning properly. What's wrong with y'all?
No, we didn't say.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna stop.
I'm tuned in, man. Like I'm listening
That's
to
how I know
every
you ain't
word.
functioning properly because you ain't normally tuned in. Normally you looking over to the.
I mean, normally, listen. Sometimes I just let you go, right? You're a grown man. I can't control you. So if you want to get on the international internets and let people know you, the international internets, and let the people know you ain't got no good sense, I can't stop you.
All right, well, then don't stop me because I'm going in.
All right, go ahead.
Camera fam. What happened to Marcus Cam?
Oh snap!
Oh, we know what happened.
But then yours started to go out. Wait a minute, what's going on?
Wait, my internet went out too? My camera went out?
No, your camera went out for like a split second. You're back though. You're good.
So what I'm saying is I'm just gonna be 100, bro. When I got to that district, so this is gonna make a lot of our viewers mad, and they stay mad at me anyway. In 2018,
because I love the idea of Jamal Bowman, man.
I love the idea of Jamal Bowman too, brother. That's why I left the safety of my house and went to COVID-infested New York.
That's right.
You did. Remember? You know what I'm saying?
Did,
remember?
Yeah.
So I love that idea as well.
But what happened?
You remember 2018 when AOC won her race?
Yes.
She stumbled into that victory. New York primaries are notorious for low turnout, right? And that was one of those races. Democrats can say what they want to. I'm just telling you the truth. run. It had no
But they
real field
won.
game. She did, but it was like 13,000 people voted for her, Ben.
Right. She won,
And
and then
none
she
of them.
leveraged
And
it.
listen, she did. And the people that won, the people that voted for her were not the black and brown folk in the traditional communities. It was the gentrified communities, the white folk that voted for her.
Okay.
I'm just
But
telling
she's without question
but
leveraging it for good.
her election was the best thing for that district, though, right? Because
Word.
hands down she's been doing what she's supposed to do for that district. Absolutely.
Okay.
Jamal Bowman has no electoral record, but he ran the same type of race. There was no real field game. There was no real outreach, right? When some of us got there, they had zero communication points with black men in that district, and that district is majority Yonkers, which has 59,000 black men in the district. Literally, there were no interaction.
Hey, bro. Luke Kane said you about to play Jumanji. What you?
So I'm about to play Jumanji.
Jumanji, bro.
So
The game that with oh wait a minute.
You know I
This
don't
is
watch
gonna be
TV,
golden.
man.
Hang on, man. Jumanji is the movie that Carl what's the comedian you do a really good impersonation of?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. He's most recently in the new version of it where they're running through the oh no, stop. They're running through the jungle. So the fact that you look like you're getting ready to play Jumanji, on top of the fact that you do an amazing Kevin Hart impersonation,
Right.
requires that you do
So Luke won't let me have a bad hair day. That's cool. Let's go.
no, put the Jumanji hat back on
Let's go,
and do
G.
your Kevin Hart impersonation.
Nope. See,
Hey,
I
somebody say he looked like a black fur trapper.
a black what?
Fur trapper. Bro.
I am. You better share your girl smooch while I take it. I'm joking because I know Tam's gonna kill me for that one. I know
Mondale.
Tam's gonna kill me. Tam's gonna
Oh,
kill me for that
man.
one.
Oh,
I was
man.
joking, sweets. We just
Okay,
having fun.
you were making a point. You were making a point about Jamal Bowman's
Yeah, I mean, did my camera go out? What's
your
going
camera
on?
tripping. See, I
It's
knew I wasn't
blinking.
crazy.
Yo, it's blinking. It's literally blinking.
What the hell is going on today?
Yeah, Tam.
Yo, my camera is blinking, bro.
Tam heard that joke.
I'm sorry, honey.
Okay, it's back.
All right, so
I think all you had to do was apologize.
all I'm saying is like the Justice Democrat allowed him to believe that they're responsible for his victory solely, and if that's the case, then you won by luck because the race was ran poorly. And I'm just gonna say it. So it is what it is, and it's because we need people to do better as it pertains to campaigning because that district should be solidly like in his counter. But like I mean, 59,000 black men not communicated with at all, but for some of us coming to that district. I mean, I literally got Dr. Cornel West to endorse this guy, and the campaign manager wouldn't do nothing with it. I literally had to use it as a social media ad to target the black men in that district because it was just sitting there. Like literally that type of malpractice was taking place in that race. And
So-
I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. Like we if neoliberals and Republicans get it hard from Thirsttrap, from you, Ben, Marcus, and me because they run horrible elections, then we gotta be who we are all the time. And that race was ran poorly, and it was a luck of the draw race.
Well,
But
if we
for
looked
some of
under
us going-
if we looked under the hood
Just
of
the-
every victory, forget about the races, the wins, the losses,
Yes.
rather. Let's
Yes.
look at under the hood of every victory. Wouldn't you agree that underneath the hood of every victory is probably a whole bunch of shit that most people don't want to see? Some's going to be considered as a complete failure. Some is like thought that they were good, but they really weren't. They're going to be misconceptions. It's like there's a whole lot of crap that goes into a winning victory, right?
I think there's a radical ideal that, like, first of all, the status quo is that campaign lives are horrible and miserable because you work these hours, you do all this bad, blah blah blah. But there's a radical idea that campaigns don't have to be this cesspool of like interactions between humans. You can run a campaign that is full of like love and work and commitment and equity that wins an election, i.e. Cory Bush's election was ran smoothly and also by folk who were literally that cared about each other and weren't acting like snipers. And I'm just saying that, like, I mean, like, if we're gonna be honest, that election is a hard-fought victory, whereas the other one was you had a dumb candidate who was an incumbent for 30 plus years on camera saying, "Oh, if I didn't have an opponent at a rally about Black life, because someone had been murdered, right? If the candidate wasn't caught on camera saying, "Oh, if I didn't have an opponent, I wouldn't need to speak," we probably would have a different outcome.
But doesn't that then, I don't know. I guess win, lose or draw, he won, right? And if there were some things that he did wrong along the way, I would say that's
Doing
currently. I mean, nobody's. I guess my thing is, how do we throw that back on CNN and in terms of like CNN shutting down the congressman elect as he was speaking truth to power? How do you connect those two?
Yeah, easily. I said it. I mean, I'm disgusted that CNN cut him down because he was telling the truth about Rahm Emanuel and his cover up of the murdering of a 17-year-old black man, for sure. I said, though, some folk need to be reminded that you and your ideas are still Negro ideas as it pertains to freedom. And the way I connect the two is this brother and the way he's moving right now, even before he's been in office, has something to do with the way Justice Democrats have treated him and got him the shit they got him believing.
Well, yeah, but I think he should have that confidence. I think he should have that arrogance. I mean, because you kind of need that kind of gall. You gotta have that kind of gall to go into the halls of power that he's going into now. He's going in there to tell this entire system, "F you," twice on Sunday, right?
Yeah, but
so why
should
he have to? Why you don't believe that's? I mean, we gotta see. We gotta see.
I have a different perspective on this, and this. I remember while I was on Bernie's campaign in 2015, there was a period of time where the big complaint that was coming from the Bernie campaign was there's not enough time. They're not giving us enough interviews. They're not interviewing enough of our surrogates. They're not allowing our message to even get on the air. Meanwhile, they're covering Trump at an extremely large rate. Hillary Clinton and her surrogates literally were just on the air, every hour of the day. I would be remiss if I didn't say or I didn't agree with the one thing, and that is mainstream media doesn't want professional progressives on television, right? And don't forget something very important. CNN hired Rahm Emanuel, right?
That's their boy.
They hired Rahm Emanuel after 16 shots in the cover-up, so that shows you the integrity.
Well, not CNN, ABC.
Right.
ABC.
Yeah.
ABC. I'm sorry.
Right.
ABC.
Right.
But I believe he was on CNN quite a few times, right? But it just shows you the integrity of the mainstream media in general, right? Where you don't have to pay consequences for Black death. You don't have to pay consequences for Black poverty. Matter of fact, you get rewarded with it, right? So if you think that CNN, and I mean, it is what it is, but how many progressives are on CNN?
None.
Right? How many progressives are consistently, like, have you ever seen a talking head, a pundit, a political analyst that was from the left, that was considerably from the left? As a matter of fact, have you seen a progressive political analyst that was Black?
I think Yvette might be it. Is she on CNN?
No, ABC.
She argues with Rahm every night. She argues with Rahm every night.
That's right.
Listen,
That's right.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes down to like infiltrating and creating the narrative of the American mindset, CNN's job fundamentally is to protect whatever Joe Biden's interests are.
Yep.
Because they need to sell Joe Biden and the administration for ratings, and they could give a damn about what Rahm Emanuel did in the past. That's why you can't have a truth teller coming in there and saying stuff like Rahm hurt, Rahm hurt Black people.
They pulled the plug on that dude, man.
Have we shown it yet?
We haven't shown it. I got it ready. If y'all ready.
Yeah, let's go through this.
Well, hold on a second, because I need to get back to my point, and I definitely want to see the script, and I want people to see that when they pull the plug. But I think I need to push back on Ben and the audience who believe that Ben is right. Ben, listen to me. Mm-hmm. The difference in what Marcus is talking about, and it's important that Marcus is bringing up what happened with Bernie and progressives, is people. The reason I'm saying you're wrong, Ben, and emphatically saying you're wrong, It's because I notice how I know this person is showing up in personal spaces as it pertains to since he's been elected and what's happening, the nastiness that's happening behind scale as it pertains to who you're listening to and what you're doing and how you're showing up in certain spaces. For real, like you're taking your marching orders from a group of folk who are dangerous in some spaces, and that to me is not progressive. That to me is the party status quo, and this is not hyperbole. And the difference even between Jamal Bowman and what happened with Bernie is Jamal Bowman won an election, which means he has a bullet pulpit to some extent that Bernie never had for presidential elections. So and now he's a hot ticket right now, and some of the ways he's moving, not in front of cameras, because what happened with CNN, like I said, is horrible. But what I'm saying though is the way you're showing up in spaces, intimate spaces, since you've been elected, is anti-progressive behavior. And what I'm saying is no one can argue that point because I along with I don't know why Bill Cobb's not on the show this morning, and I'm just putting it out there. We've seen some stuff that would blow your mind from this guy who the world was ignoring, and when we weren't.
So I guess for me, I have to know the scale, right? The range.
Some of the stuff I am not ready to say about that brother right now.
Right. But you can give me, but maybe you can give me the range, because it matters. It matters in what way you're saying he's not showing up, right? To me,
I'm saying you're doing and moving in ways that is establishment because of certain folk. You're doing what certain folks said you need to do, and not what's best for the community. And your advice, where you're taking your advice switched once you won an election, and that to me signals something completely different than progressive. So I still have to. I mean, and I know you can't. And I'm not. You can't speak, and you can't speak in because
specifics.
I'm not gonna do it because it affects not just him. It affects candidates in Tennessee and a lot of stuff that was going on that I'm not that shouldn't be aired out by me because it's other people's story.
And I want to make sure everybody knows that the reason I'm looking down and not at the camera is because I'm trying to hang on to every word that he's saying to make sure that I hear. You know what I mean? It's active listening for me. Like active listening for me is like when I'm looking down and I'm really trying to connect the dots. And I think where this is a good place for us to respectfully just agree to disagree, because you're operating on knowledge. Well, let me say this much, and I throw it to you, Marcus. You're operating on knowledge that I can't have at this moment.
Well,
I'm saying that's critical knowledge. So until I can share that knowledge with you, then I'm okay holding my perception of it.
Well, I'll just say this. Okay, someone told him that he shouldn't endorse certain candidates, and that those candidates just happen to be black. And someone told him that he had to endorse these white candidates, and it was an easy go, and he showed up that way. The black candidate that should have been endorsed by him is the epitome of what Tennessee needs in a Democrat right now, and super progressive, and her lived experience is unbelievably connected to what black people are going through in that state. And the people that told him he couldn't because of who she is, actually shut him down from endorsing her, basically. And he was not listening to any of the black folk that got him where he is.
Yeah. Because
of his proximity to white power. And by white power, I mean the Justice Democrat. I said it.
Well, I think we all knew you were talking about Justice Democrats, right? Here's a question that I can ask, and I think can help us move on. The question that have you seen something in Jamal Bowman that is disqualifying in terms of character? From your perspective, it is all-encompassingly disqualifying to where a good move from him is indifferent to you because of everything else that it took to get to that move. Is he that disqualified in your mind?
No, but he's on the front porch, and he's got his arm up like he's about to knock on the door, and that's scary to me already. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
And this is somebody I text almost at least once a week, right?
Okay.
And I'm just being 100, and probably won't get any more return text messages once they see this. But I text this brother once a week. He and I are on a text message chain, and I'm saying this knowing that he gaze up this show sometime, right? Knowing that his team are some of our super fans. But I'm married to that type of truth right now, so it don't matter to me because it's true. And I told them, like when I was in New York, I cussed them out in front of him on the bus tour. about what they're doing and the candidate. I did all of that. So I mean, I'm not trying to be on
Marcus?
TV capping. I'm just telling the truth.
Marcus, I'm curious, what you got?
I'm going to look at it as a progressive that has no idea the inside ball game, and I'm going to look at it as an insider who understands how progressive politics works.
Okay.
I'm gonna do two things at once. I am happy to see the massive amount, the increased amount of public pressure from progressive elected officials that say shit that would not normally be said by people before this year, right? Jamal Bowman getting on CNN and saying, if Rahm Emanuel is a part of this administration after he's done the things that he did in Chicago, I don't care. I can't front. I don't care about the inside of baseball when he goes and he tangibly makes a move like that on CNN and he just happens to get his plug cut. That's dope to me, because that is the kind of speaking truth to power that we just don't see at all. Like,
so that means you love the fact that Richardson.
I'm not
you love. So I'm just saying you love the fact that when I showed the clip, when Ben showed the clip of Richardson cussing out Gates and going to the White House, you're excited about that. Then is what you're saying, right? Because he made that same type of point about black men.
Richardson and Gates. Help us remember. Yeah, I'm
gonna see the clip. I'm gonna see the clip again.
Can I finish my point?
Yeah,
Richmond and Gates.
Go ahead, man. Do your thing, man.
Because, all right, so again, that type of speaking truth to power from anybody is important to me. Right. I like to see it. It's uncomfortable, but when you don't have elected officials that just normally don't even attempt to do that out of fear of having to run into somebody in person, or out of fear of not having all the favors that you need from the Biden administration or whatever power broker, or out of the fear of not getting back on CNN again. I think that's dope, right? But I also understand how white progressives work.
Hold, before you switch, because you're about to do the second part of your argument, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the first part of the argument, I just want to give everybody context. We're discussing Jamal Bowman on CNN last night. He got the plug cut. We haven't played the clip yet, but we're going to play the clip. And right now, we're just having an internal disagreement, and it's really dope because it's highlighting a whole lot of stuff. So Marcus is giving the second half of his primary argument.
Yeah. So I completely agree that with speaking truth to power. The second part of my point is very simple, and that is I know how white progressives work, and there is a political class, a political industry on the progressive side of the house also, right? Bernie Sanders personally is an asshole, right? But if you're working on his campaign, do you go around publicly saying he's an asshole? No, you really don't do that, right? But decisions that were made on Bernie's campaign, I aired out years later because I know that they do some shady stuff. Like there's there's progressives who are just as shady as any conservative when it comes down to politics. We want to think that everybody on our side of the house is kumbaya and everybody's cool and everybody's righteous. No, there's some fucking trash ass people who give trash ass advice, and especially when it comes down to a certain class of progressive consulting that still refuses to budge on having a racial lens about anything. So I know for a fact that Mandela is right, because I know that there are some people within the Justice Democrats group that have historically ignored issues that people have brought up. Now, I like some of those people, but I know that they believe, a lot of them believe, a lot of progressives who run consulting believe that it's class before race, no matter what. And there's no intersectional lens. There's no conversation about what blackness is. There's no conversation about
shit. That's good. This is a great point, man. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. There's no conversation about that. So Bernie had those people, right? AOC got some of those people. AOC probably had to learn on her own because some of her consultants probably were giving her bad information about the black community because everybody wanted to be so doggone like Bernie. Bernie
Remember,
worked-
I know when it happened. Remember when she tried to speak in a Southern Baptist accent, and she got clowned for days over that. I think she realized if I listen to these consultants, they're gonna embarrass my ass.
No, because when she was a candidate elect, before she went to office, she was already doing that type of like shenanigans. Right. When she was at South by Southwest and said that reparations shouldn't happen because who is black in America, and we played that clip on the show before.
Yeah. So my point is this right here. My point is this right here. Like, humans make mistakes, and also humans get power, right? And there are so many people on the progressive side of the house, on my side of the house, that refuse to acknowledge that race and class are things. And the reason why they can't acknowledge that is because they've spent their career building their career up on class. They have not been able to build their career up on a racial class lens. They haven't done that. So just like white consultants come to the South and want to run Iowa commercials because they have no idea how to run black commercials.
Come on, man.
These people will actually have class-based arguments and class-based campaigns on why they should support candidates, why they should run certain commercials. And the reason why they do that, because all they know is class arguments, and they have no fucking clue about the racial lens, especially with a black male candidate like Jamal Bowman. So I think there's two arguments to be made.
Can I ask you a question, Mundell? Can I ask you a question to help? Because I think it'll be clarity. Because I think if I understand the context that you gave and then the other context that Marcus gave, I think I can qualify the South by Southwest event that you gave us a clip of before, right? You know the clip. You remember the who was there on stage with her, right? Are you saying that your boy is falling into that category?
I'm saying it's not. What I'm saying to you is these are people who represent side by side districts, ran by the same folk, making the same mistakes. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm also going to say that to breeze over the idea that people choose class over race as if that's not violence against black folk and anti-progressive is not a small thing to me. This is my problem with Bernie Sanders. That is not a small thing. To say that it's okay to choose class over race or to have a class narrative and understand class, even though some of them didn't come from said class, and you can understand that, but you can't understand race, is to be disgustingly
So then
wrong.
let's extend that argument. Let's extend that argument. What you're making right there. Let me ask you this.
Because I want to get back. Because I don't.
You got more? Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Well, I want to get to the clip that you have of Jamal being wrongly cut from CNN for rightfully calling out Rom. But I mean, who amongst us wouldn't believe that CNN would cut a black man off for calling on a white man, and this type of white man? Like, Rom is the worst of the worst.
Well, here's why. Do you want to know? Do you want to know the answer to that? Because honestly, the reason is if they had any goddamn sense, they would understand that in that moment they made Jamal Bowman bigger than they can control. Going forward,
supremacy has nothing to do with sense.
But it doesn't even have self-preservation. Therein lies why people need to understand the reason we talk about white supremacy all the time, because it's not just going to destroy white folks, it's going to destroy humanity.
Indeed. So I'm not making an argument for white supremacy because it's been the dumbest thing I ever heard of since they came up with it.
But they so goddamn stupid. They just made Jamal Bowman bigger than they could ever stop.
Yeah. So I agree. What I'm saying though is and this is like the lightning rod in which we are in love with personalities, and it hurts our movements. It prevents us from being the critical folk, the critical masses that we need to be. I literally uprooted my life and went to New York to the 16th district for this race. Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yeah, right? You broadcasted so many nights from that loft.
That raggedy hotel, sitting on the windowsill.
Yep.
After walking over to that district, after doing everything in that district, screaming at those folk. So this is not anything other than truth, bro. Like, so what I'm saying is here's what I'm saying. Surrounding yourself with people who have class narrative but no race narrative is anti-progressive, especially when your story begins in the projects and you almost being killed by cops when you were 11. This is Jamal Bowman's story. When that story is not highlighted and also talked about on a regular basis, all you talk about is this class narrative, or you're surrounding yourself with those folk who can't articulate that. Okay. In a district where that is the norm, New York is stop and frisk capital. So when you can't tell that story because your people tell you you're isolating those who are going to vote and not those who are, and then you show up after you get elected in a way that resembles more what your people said than you lived, I'm nervous. And you ain't been in Longworth one day, and I'm already nervous.
Well,
That's
I
all
gotta
I'm
ask
saying.
you. Let me ask you this, and then Marcus getting there. I gotta know. Do you feel? Because you made a distinction there that I think matters. You're talking about who he's surrounding himself with, who he's listening to. Do you feel that Jamal, just based on your experience, because that's all we have, your personal interaction with the campaign outside as an IE or whatever, you have your knowledge. Do you feel that Jamal would correct course if he was presented with new information about the class-based people class reductionists that he's surrounding himself with? Do you think that if he had the proper context that he would change course, or do you think that's just his programming?
So we're gonna play the clip now.
I mean, no, I really want to know, because that's a critical distinction there.
I kind of wanted to get in there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let me answer this question real quick. Ben, I don't feel confident in answering that question right now.
Fair.
That's just like, from what I've seen, I don't feel confident in answering that question. And this is not theoretical about progressive.
Nah, it's just your gut.
In general, I'm just talking about this man and what I did. I'm literally, bro, I'm not even talking about the race when he got hot. I'm talking about when he had no money and he was begging to be in places where Black Male Voter Project was. And I was like, yo, come through and meet these people. Before D Nice was America's DJ in December of last year, before there was ever COVID, before he was ever doing these online parties, and before he had a blue check or 100,000 or 200,000 or 1 million followers, when he was just D Nice from our childhood, along with Stretch Armstrong and all of those guys, they were doing fundraisers for Black Male Voter Project. And Jamal Bowman and his people were begging to get in these concerts, along with Maurice Mitchell from Working Family Party. I'm telling the truth, Maurice, everybody. So and when they call, I say, yo, come through, make these relationships grow for you, and so we can spread this word. I'm talking about that Jamal Bowman looks different than this Jamal Bowman, and that's scary to me, for real.
Well,
okay, real
go ahead, Marcus.
There's some people who give advice to progressive candidates who look at class as a platform and race as a talking point.
Can you say that again? That one sentence again, please.
There are some people who give advice to progressive candidates who look at class as a total platform and race as a talking point, as a bullet.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Not realizing that race, the intersectionality of race when it comes down to every moment of class, every moment of policing, every moment of the environment is equal. And here's the thing, white supremacy and supremacy in general is so powerful that it's all about issues, right? Like, it's all about issues. But the one issue that most white folks don't want to get into, and I'm not even going to say white folks, I'm going to say some of our brown folks too, like the brown leadership when it comes down to black, like black issues. And that's why I'm a fan of saying Puerto Rican people and not Hispanic or Latinx people. That's why I'm a fan of actually saying where people are from, right? I think Dominicans and Puerto Ricans have a different viewpoint on life as Floridians than Cubans do. Sorry, that's what I feel, right?
Shit, you consider the different politics and intersections with American imperialism. Of course, the entire narrative is going to be totally different.
Right. So when you have an organization that, and this is no offense to any of these organizations, but this is something that I want America to know real quick before we get into this clip. You'll have organizations that'll go get a Middle Eastern brother or sister who is just as ostracized in different ways, right? But they'll consider that black. That covers the black lens. No offense to Bernie Sanders' campaign manager, but Foz was not black. And there was people running around America saying, well, Bernie has a person of color as a campaign manager, when if you know what Bernie's major problem was, a person of color wasn't the answer. It was a black person. Y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying this morning, man. Like, listen, we're gonna start being real. This show is gonna be real about exactly where the intersectionality is between people of color, black folks, and race and class. If you are a foreign person or born out of a certain class, even some black folks, if they're class driven and they're not, and they don't have a lens on race, it's easy for them to get put in positions of power on the progressive side of the house because they check boxes. They check boxes that are necessary for them to kind of get away with their diversity requirements, but never having to really directly push a candidate to actually address black issues, to actually address. I'm just trying to.
You spitting it. Keep going.
Listen,
I'm just
man,
cheering you on. I'm sorry.
It's a very big difference between what we see and what they put in front of your face and what being black is. See, I'm sorry, America. Y'all didn't have a Latinx problem in 2016. I'm sorry, progressive America. Y'all didn't have that problem. Y'all had a black problem. But who did Bernie get? Bernie got a brown guy from, and I'm not trying to be, I think he did his thing. But we're going to be real about where the problem is. How come we can't center things? If you have a black problem, then, and America has a black problem right now. America has an indigenous problem right now. But we refuse to put black leadership and black consultants, even on the progressive side of the house. And you wonder why we can't make moves within black neighborhoods outside the Northeast. We can't make these moves because fundamentally we want to put placeholders in there instead of trying to actually fix the problem with the people who know how to fix it. And candidates are addicted to power also. So if you're considered a power player in the progressive side of the house, right? Whoever it is, a Movement for the People's Party, and the organization that we were just talking about, and Our Revolution, you want to point to one black person and say that's our black person, or you want to point to a person of color, right? They understand, they have a nuance. No, so you point to there's four progressive organizations right now that all want to point to Nina Turner as the black person.
So
four major progressive.
Oh, that was one of those pregnant pause.
Nah, he said a whole lot right there.
Go ahead. I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ben, jump in.
Bruh, nah, shit. I'm balancing the difference between what you two are saying. And if I line up everything that we're saying, I know we're getting ready to play the clip and people can see it for themselves. I'm still, like, coming full circle. I'm still shocked that they would not have enough sense to realize that the very thing that they are trying to do, which is to silence his voice, is going to do the exact opposite, in that it amplified his voice 1,000,000 fold. We spent the whole first hour just discussing
They're not trying
whether
to
or not
voice,
whether or not he is a type of person who deserves the kind of power he's about to get because of what they did.
Yeah, but we actually, so my critique of Jamal is not of Jamal, it's of how what we call progressive. Like, it's still a critique. It goes along with my sentiments about Bernie Sanders the other day, last week when we had the conversation about Elizabeth Warren. Shout out to Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker also for introducing more monies and a bill that will not pass this Senate, but maybe if we win Georgia, what is going on with this camera? That is weird to me.
Yo,
that is super weird.
You
that
jumping?
Super weird,
bro. You switched house to a haunted house or something, bro?
All right, that was creepy. I ain't even gonna, it's still doing it.
It's still doing it.
So what I'm saying though is, as long as my voice is there, I'm okay. I don't need to be
we can hear you. Go for it.
The vain guy in me will
survive.
Will be okay. He will survive. So what I am saying though is, shout out to Cory Booker and Elizabeth Warren, who co-sponsor this new legislation to give black farmers money. But this is the conversation, my critique of Jamal Bowman, because like I said, I text this brother. I sometimes say to him, I love you, right? I love you, but I still am obligated. Like, for instance, that's too personal. Anyway, all I'm saying is my critique of him is the progressive movement. It's the reason,
which is what Marcus saw, right? Which is why you spoke all the truth that you spoke, Marcus.
What do you mean?
Wait, because what Marcus, like, you saying your overall argument is not so much an attack or a critique of Jamal Bowman. I heard that correctly, right?
And it extends to the progressive movement. It is absolutely a critique of him,
to the
but
whole nature, whole nature of class versus race in the progressive spaces. I mean, you holding up a pretty serious cognitive dissonance there that I can't disagree with you on. I see the problem that you're speaking of. I guess my question came in two forms, and we can go to the video. It's not that I'm oblivious to how white folks carry on in this country. It's that they gotta know they just made this man huge. They got to know that they just. He was already.
He did a speech in D.C. this weekend where all of the squad was there, and he was shining. Like that's just the truth. Like the brother was. He tore down the house
even more now.
He tore down the house. So hold on a second. What I'm saying though is the centering of personalities over our movement will be the death of our movement. And it ain't just this one. It's all of them, because right now I'm offering critique of a new progressive, so-called new progressive, meaning it's his first time running. He got elected. He's not legislated at all.
Right.
And people feel a certain type of way that I'm critiquing him. And the message is moving. Well, it's moving from him. The onus is from him to the people around him. When in actuality, as a progressive, I own a certain amount of responsibility to show up a certain way.
Right. But to be fair to the audience, you're operating on a base of knowledge that they don't have. They're not privy to.
I'm not asking them to feel a certain way about Jamal. I'm just saying when we center people in general, it kills our movement. So that so I'm not asking my people to feel any. I don't need anybody in the audience to feel a certain type of way about Jamal. What I'm saying though is, all I'm saying is, the centering of personalities will get you to the space where it slows the movement down. That's all I'm saying.
This has to be the greatest setup of a video ever. Like this was a 45-minute setup of said video, 42 minutes and 15 seconds. Here is the video of them cutting off Jamal Bowman. Let's go.
And we'll just pick up where we left off. We were talking about the cabinet selection process for Biden. And Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont had this to say. It would be, for example, enormously insulting if Biden put together a team of rivals, and there's some discussion that that's what he intends to do, which might include Republicans and conservative Democrats, but which ignored the progressive community. I think that would be very, very unfortunate, Bernie Sanders had to say. So based on Biden's elections so far, do you see anyone that's progressive enough for you?
Well, first, let me say off the top, thank you so much for having me. When I hear names like Rahm Emanuel being floated as part of Biden's cabinet, considering the fact that he covered up the murder of Laquan McDonald in Chicago, considering the fact that he closed over 50 elementary schools and 30 mental health institutions, it's incredibly alarming and
God damn.
So we lost the congressman-elect there. Sorry about that. We'll try to bring him back.
Bro, she was like, because she's in those spaces too. And she's like, I know they didn't cut off this black man. All right. Fascinating. Who wants to go first?
I will. Isn't it exciting to know that progressives are so hated across all platforms when all Jamal Bowman was doing was bringing up a factual record of Rahm Emanuel? Mm-hmm. Mainstream media, CNN, would rather, because they cut him off. All three of us have been on a mainstream media network. You know how hard it is
to do that.
They are. You know how hard it is for them to cut a feed, right? Like, they don't cut feeds. That makes them look crazy. That's not what they do. So that was intentional. That was a consultant, or that was a producer who was cool with Rahm Emanuel's camp and was like, no. Rahm's been getting this nonsense. Cut him right now. We need Rahm in this office. Cut him. Somebody cut him. But it's amazing that we can't tell the truth about records when it's not feasible to When it's not feasible to, I don't know what's going on with the camera, guys.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But we can still, I mean, we're not losing him overall,
okay. All right,
and we keep his audio in there, so I think we're still good to go.
Yeah. So it's just unreal to me that the truth creates a reaction the way that it does. But you got to understand something. People don't understand this. Rahm was a mayor of a very black city, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Rahm was a mayor of a black city that was going through extreme poverty, extreme violence, extreme neglect, extreme corruption. I ran multiple mayor's races in Chicago, and I've done different consulting work in that city. And when I say to you that Chicago could be the beacon of Black America, but instead politicians like Rahm Emanuel have consistently done what they've done to it, have allowed it to be roam free, and not only that, then cover up the murders. More than just Laquan McDonald now.
Mm-hmm.
They had a secret prison, bro.
Yeah, Rahm has been a part of real things that literally killed lots and lots and lots of black people that no one would ever bring up. But he's allowed to even be in the conversation of being in a Joe Biden administration. Why? Because white supremacy. You can hurt black people. I said this all the time. I say this all the time. The one way you can guarantee your ascension within the Democratic Party is show that you are willing to strategically hurt black people. You can do whatever you want to the black people in your past and then automatically get an ascension as a Democrat. And let's be honest about it. If you're willing to throw black folks in jail, if you're willing to ignore black interests, if you're willing to cover up a black murder, if you're willing to throw black mamas in jail, if you're willing to write a crime bill, you can be the president.
Yep.
I mean, and guess what? People do grow. But Rahm Emanuel was the kind of guy that you think he grew. Nah, that was a part of Rahm's politics.
That's him. No, that's who he is at the core of him. We all 100% agree that Rahm Emanuel is a scum of the earth, right? And we 100% agree with the fact that if Joe Biden actually brings this man to his camp, that's an act of violence against black people. So we agree there. He was speaking truth. I guess the thing that is, I'm just curious about how this moment plays itself out the way it plays itself out for you, Mundell. And we've gone into it in great detail. You're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not trying to speak for you. I'm just trying to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You're saying despite the qualitatively good statement that Jamal Bowman just made, there's still enough about who he's surrounding himself with that is a problem for you, in that you don't really so much celebrate this moment, even if it was a good moment.
I didn't say I didn't celebrate the moment. I'm literally saying that the critique needs to arise. I showed a clip of Cedric Richmond going in on what it means to be a black man.
Yes,
I sent it to a couple episodes ago, and the response from you guys was still critical of him. So I'm saying if a statement is all it takes for you to fall in love with a candidate who has no electoral record, but he has a new history of showing up fragile as it pertains to what your actions are, then you know what I'm saying? I just don't see how it matches. That's all I
want to respond to that.
So yeah, Marcus, hold on a second though, fam. So what I'm saying though is, all I'm saying is we this idea that personalities are important hurts our movement. And when I offer like critique of personalities, it can't be I don't care. I mean, well, it can be whatever we want it to be, because we're human and we have the right to feel what we want to feel. What I'm saying though is, from my perspective, a response to a behavior that is, if a neoliberal was behaving that way, or if I said that about a neoliberal, the response would be, oh, I'm not surprised. It is what it is. This is how they show up.
It is.
But it's also how progressives show up. White progressives show up as well. And by white, I'm not talking about skin color. I'm just talking about those who are, behave in this manner. They also show up the same way as, and this is people can say what they want to, because there were progressives running for Senate throughout this country. There were progressives running on the Democratic ticket throughout this country. But the Democratic Party itself spent $1.347 billion, and less than 5% of it went to people like us. And those weren't all establishment Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Those were also those we call progressive. And I would argue that majority of the money that was spent with black people of color weren't even the progressive candidates. It was actually those establishment candidates. And the funding is coming out, and it's been exposed now how people are being locked out, even those who want to play with the party. So when I'm saying that this behavior is scary to me, this idea that you center whiteness and what white folk, and by white folk I mean the establishment and the powers that manage status quo, when you center that over what's necessary to uplift black folk and black communities, then it's problematic. I don't care who you are, and I just feel like in my soul where I am right now, I just need to always speak truth to that. So like I said, CNN was absolutely being CNN when they cut him off. I'm not surprised. I mean, Don Lemon has a home on that channel, and so does Cuomo, who's problematic in so many ways, and people love them. But
right.
I'm not surprised by what CNN doing. It's CNN. So what I am surprised by is the response from people, on the show, my two brothers, and also some of the folk in the audience who think that it's
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we can.
I'm
Marcus,
sure,
I don't want to cut you off, Marcus. Go ahead, but I have an answer. I have a direct answer to you, Mundell.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Marcus.
All right. So first, bro, your statement about the cult of personality is absolutely right, and how we pick and choose who will give fire to and who we don't. I do want to clarify that when you showed that Cedric Richmond clip, myself and Ben were both like, yeah, that's fire. That's what we
right.
know.
You did.
We immediately said that. And the critique of Cedric Richmond was about more donations and than it was about like. So I just wanted to make sure that that's understood.
Okay. So it is now, because you said it, and I definitely understand what you're saying now about where his money come from. But I didn't understand it then.
It was about where his money came from. I wasn't trying to diss that black man. And by the way, that's very interesting that he is now the environmental concierge.
Jesus, yeah. It's like, damn.
And he receives all those donations. I want everybody to understand that's watching the show. Because someone said, and they might think that we're eating ourselves and we're eating the left, right? And we're eating, progressives are eating each other up. We black. Like, everybody eats black people. Electorally, everybody eats black people by either ignoring our issues or playing us for our votes, right? Some of y'all sound like Democrats when progressives complain about neoliberals. Why are we eating ourselves? So when a black progressive comes and says, okay, well, you're not doing well enough to succeed for all progressives and for black progressives towards a white progressive or a establishment progressive, we can't critique them? All of a sudden they're above critique? No, because some of you guys don't realize that some of these messages, okay, you know what? I'll give you one and then I'll pass it to you, Ben. Bernie came out with an amazing black platform after Black Lives Matter, right? But guess what? There were human beings who were trying to stop that from coming out. Some of your favorite people, some of the people that y'all worship right now, to this day, was against Bernie ever saying a damn thing about black voters. So, and guess what? And we all know one of the reasons why he didn't do well is because black people didn't show up for him. So all I have to say to this, like these folks who don't want to see this conversation happen, is that yes, we'll bash the right, and hell yes, we'll bash the neoliberals, but everybody can get it. Shit, including myself. I've made bad decisions in campaigns before. I've spent money wrongly before. And if somebody calls me out on them, be like, you're damn right. The problem is I can acknowledge my shit. and I can fix my shit, and I try to fix my shit. Y'all, some of these progressive heroes got so many folks bubbling about their every single move that they can't make mistakes. I have to fight a Bernie supporter on a daily basis about black stuff because y'all in my inbox thinking that this man was perfect. And he couldn't even admit that he could change things. So if Jamal Bowman is going into Congress and he has flaws that need to be fixed, instead of trying to get mad at Clickbaity political thirst trap or get mad at Mondale for actually speaking the truth, maybe
stay mad at me.
I know, but maybe, just maybe, folks will actually try to listen, so we can make you better, just like the neoliberals and fuck the Republicans.
That's a fact all day long. Okay, I appreciate that. I hear both of y'all perspective. I think I just want to clear up this, Mondale. You do know that I have no heroes, right?
Where you going with this? I'm listening.
But you realize I got no respect of anybody.
I know. Yesterday you told me your soul was dead, so I learned that yesterday.
Don't let the jovial, existence like fool you. Underneath is a very dead soul who understands the depth of human depravity, right? And to a certain extent, we don't even deserve the gift of consciousness that we have. So yes, I have a dead soul, but it's a good morning. The sun is shining. I'm gonna go outside after this and I'm gonna play with my kids. But I just want to make sure you understand that I think a fundamental truth that you may not know about me, that maybe you should know about me, is that I have no heroes, none. All of my heroes are dead and all of my enemies are in power. So the reason I bring that up is because I got no problem turning on a dime to criticize, critique, or make a complete enemy out of Jamal Bowman if necessary.
It's not.
And that's just me. That's just me personally, right? I can pivot on a dime. I guess my only response to you really is that I'm not operating from the same information that you are for me to say, okay, yeah, it's time to drop that dime. It's time for me to pivot and look at him through that lens. I guess I'm not sharing that same body of evidence. That's the only reason that I'm not like, that I didn't jump to your side immediately because I'm not operating from the same information set.
Right. So I'm not talking about.
Does that at least make sense to you though? What I'm saying?
But I mean, I'm not asking anybody to feel a certain way about Jamal is what I'm saying. I'm saying the pushback that came about him has something to do with our love of personalities or our indoctring, being able to believe that there must be someone responsible for this movement. There must be a head of this movement, when in actuality there are multiple heads. So I think a great example of this is you don't have the insider information about Bernie Sanders. You just know Marcus' story.
Right.
So but we know it's trash over there because Marcus.
It's trash.
Said
but
so.
somebody that campaign was in motion. Somebody gonna run for president.
We know it's trash because of the results.
Well,
which is conclusive enough.
No. We can't do that because what we're saying is anytime you win, because Joe Biden just won an election and that campaign was still trash. So we can't say the results are representative of what it is. There are tons of great candidates that should have won that lost.
No. But the very specific reason they lost was because they fell prey to the very specific thing that you're talking about, right? They lost because of white supremacy.
I wouldn't, and I'm not going to argue that. I will say absolutely. What I'm saying though is we can't say results are right. I hear what you're saying, Marcus. I hear what you're saying. But what I'm saying though is let us ground ourselves in something that's super. Damn it! Every day. I'm so sorry.
That's Bowman right there.
Yeah, he said, hold on, you got your
hey, bro. Listen, it was a New York number. So who knows?
He said, keep my name out your mouth. Hey, he was gonna go Biggie on you, bro.
He from the Bronx, and from right beside Yonkers. So he probably with DMX. Hey, yo.
That's it. Yeah, you're right.
We are suffering as progressives, like. The idea that some of the most thoughtful progressives, i.e., Cornel West, is thinking about starting his own party is prime example of the problem with where we are. Like I'm telling you, to me, that start your own party language sounds like go back to Africa. And that ain't my type of fight. Like my fight is ain't nobody calling me out, Mr. Gonzalez. Can't nobody call me out because I just say what happened, bro.
He said that in joking.
I know.
Poking
Me too.
you.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay.
Me too. This is ours. Like, the Progressive Party is out. I mean, if there's a progressive party or progressive wing in the Democratic Party, it's ours. Why are we trying to give up the infrastructure?
Right.
We see the problem that the Green Party have getting on the ballots in every state. You think a black party or a party about people is going to have a better chance? No, it's going to be even harder. And the trickery that goes along with it is going to be hard. So what we should do is stay here and fight and push people like the Bidens and those other neoliberals out of our party. This is our party. I ain't trying to go. I want to go back to Africa as much as I want to, but to go back there to live is not. I have never lived there. It makes no sense to say go back to Africa when I never lived there. It makes no sense for me to go live in the People's Party when I've already lived here. This is my party.
Am I allowed to do a little devil's advocacy here? Please.
Yeah, please do. But I got to call out Shan Williams. Shan Williams said, y'all done made Mundell take off his whole outfit.
Yeah, he don't even look like a trapper no more.
First of all, black men, grown men don't wear outfits.
Hey,
Hey, nah, dude, that was a Jumanji ass outfit. That's what that was. And you wouldn't do the impersonation, man.
Blue marshmallow, nicely head ass.
Boy, you should have done the impersonation. It was a great impersonation. See,
tree. Oh, North Carolina, head ass boy.
Nah, it ain't North Carolina. It's Alabama. It's Alabama. You gotta get it right. Get it right. I'm from the docks by the bay. Go ahead, Mundell. Marcus, play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, my devil's advocacy is this before we go to commercial break. My devil's advocacy is this right here. If you look at the history of America, it might be time for a new party because the parties last for a certain amount of time and then they die. If you look at the history of the world, when you say go back to Africa, our people migrated for years. New countries start, new countries fall, new countries die. Countries die. People migrate. And the reason why is a lot of what because where they're at ain't working out for them, right? Mm-hmm. The reason that new parties, we don't have a Whig party anymore in America is because a lot of people felt like the Whig party is not working out for them. Therefore, they ran out of support, right? Their parties are created and parties die, right? And yes, we put a lot of effort into this right here. But if a fundamental structure, right? If a fundamental structure is built so that a certain segment of that party never reach the benefits of the party, then you can't expect a certain amount of people to keep bumping their head against the wall and expecting change. Listen, I was a PC. I'm a Democratic PC in Arizona. I'm not one here, but I'm constantly Democratic, right?
PC for the people. Tell them no. PC.
Precinct committee person. I was literally, and yeah. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me if I ran for office. Yeah, I ran for office. I ran for state representative. I didn't win because I ran as a hyper black man in Arizona, which I'll do it again too. Yeah, I wouldn't change a damn thing I said. So if a party's not working out for you, I don't think that we are in a place where we can actually fault folks for reading the room, right? I mean, I remember being a PC in Arizona and looking around the room, and when I would say stuff like, yeah, can we do something about police reform? Not even abolish the police or defund the police. Can we have police reform as a part of our platform? And the white Democrats in that room were like, God, no. And they fought it tooth and nail.
Wow. And we lost Marcus.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take you down off the screen. All right. I'm going to catch hold. Well, I hope he doesn't lose track of his point because I see the point that I saw the point that he was getting ready to make. Mundell, what you looking up over there, man? Look like you researching.
No, I'm just looking at our comments.
Okay. I'm putting many of them as I can up on the screen. But yeah, man, listen, I think one of the things that I feel like you're applying to me is a problem that's not germane to me. Like, I don't have any problem throwing out all the babies with all the bathwater. If we gotta go up against AOC, shit, tell me when. I'll drive. But I just need to make sure I got the information.
Yeah, again, I know there's a pattern of behavior with folk who support personalities. That's all. And it's not like a Ben Dixon thing. Oh, I just saw a black squirrel jump across the fence.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So
that's an outer body experience.
Yeah, just ridiculous, just ridiculous. So what I'm saying though is, I'm super excited about being this close to like done with politics. Meaning, I told myself at a certain age I was going to be done with politics. Not because anything other than I've given enough of it. I mean, to it, and then this ain't nothing I want to do when I'm old. I want to sell lettuce and make recycled furniture out of pallets. Yeah. So I'm almost at that point, and being this close to that space and still being true to myself allow me to say what I want to say about facts, and not be sensitive, Brian, but just be comfortable in knowing that I've been outside of my entire political career, and it's done right, and I've done right by that, being outside, and never tap dance to get on the inside. That's never been the role I wanted to play, and I'm not gonna change up who I am right now. So yeah, I'm not speaking about you directly, Ben. I'm speaking about where we are as a movement and why we are here when we could be so much further. If we got rid of so many people more often, if we shed this idea that this is the progressive stakeholder, or this is the progressive voice that we're going to follow, and we just follow what the progressive movement said, we would be so much further along, right? Yeah. People wouldn't be offended when I say something about Bernie Sanders. People wouldn't be offended when I say something about AOC or Jamal Bowman, because it's not about them. They're cogs in this system, and knowing that this movement will be further when we stop thinking like that, it's better for all of us, especially those of us living with our backs against the razor edge of the wall.
So then if I'm trying to make sure that I understand you, right? That's the only reason I follow up. I don't follow up to be right. I'm trying to make sure I'm following up to understand. So you're saying you're speaking to the natural inclination. Wait, one of y'all, who don't have on headphones? Because I hear a huge echo now.
I don't have on headphones. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't. See if you got like some heavy speakers there. Like you playing through a stereo.
I'm just playing it through the. No, it was working perfectly fine. Let me reset.
No. Your audio is fine. We just hear ourselves in the background. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's
crazy. It's like a stereo. Yeah. So to make sure I don't want to lose. So what I'm hearing you saying is that it is the natural inclination of people to have an adverse reaction to criticisms of anybody.
Not anybody, just folk they care about.
Folk they care about.
and their definition of care is so entangled with our lack of our small vocabulary. For instance, we use love for our dogs, for the show, for clothes, and for human, and not being able to articulate the difference. Like, so you don't eros your clothes, right? You don't philos your clothes. But the fact is, we have one word for love that means all of those things. And I think people sometimes get caught up when they're like, oh, I love this candidate. And it's like, but do you? Love, like, because we can literally see the progressive movement. How can you love Elizabeth Warren and do what you did to Elizabeth Warren as the movement, right? Like the way they turned their back on Elizabeth Warren, to me, that's not a signal of love.
But why should they have to? Why should they in that sense?
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. My point exactly. If we weren't centering those candidates, it wouldn't even matter. She would have just went away as another elected official who lost their seat or didn't win an election. And so what? We still got this movement we need to be pushing.
But to be sure, there has to. I get what you're saying in a philosophical sense, but in a practical American politics sense, you got to run somebody. Somebody's got to be on a ticket to run. Of course, there are a million things to do outside of electoral politics, but clearly the three of us understand the importance of electoral politics because that's what we talk about all the time. So since we understand the importance, then we understand somebody has to run.
Right.
And I think the people understand that as well. So it's not that I don't think that we have a group of I will not say of the progressive movement that I believe that there are more people who are just jumping, waiting for the next hero to fall behind than we do people who know consciously that we need somebody to run in this seat, in that spot, this place, so that we can get the resources to do that we need, the plan that we have for this.
Yes, that's why I think that's where we differ at, Ben, because I think so. The critique of Elizabeth Warren was she didn't run when it was her time, or she didn't support Bernie. So like if the movement is about moving, then that person, after they're not running anymore, have no space. Like what are you doing? Like if you're not running for president and you're progressive, step aside. There's too many of us that needs to support the progressive that is running. Or we don't need to be tied to the idea or divorcing or spending energy tearing down that person. That is a sign of you need to attack someone when they are the enemy. And Elizabeth Warren was not the enemy in that race because she wasn't in the race anymore. So I would have understood if Bernie people were criticizing her while she was in the race, and they were, more than I did about her endorsement or not endorsement of Bernie. So what I'm saying is if we are focusing our energy properly, it's not about, like, we definitely need progressives to run for office, absolutely, and we need to support that. But when they're not running for office, we don't need to celebrate them. So there's no leader of a progressive movement this big, supposedly.
I mean, well, what's celebrating though? What is celebrating in your equation?
Say something about Bernie on the internet and see.
I mean, I don't care about the randoms.
Well, I mean, but that it sounds small, but what else are we talking about? Like,
literally. But let's talk about. I mean, you're right, and so I know everyone is saying, Ben, he's not talking about you personally. No, I know he's not talking about me personally, right. But I think if we contextualize it personally, we can make a big. I'm not sensitive to this being applied to me personally because I think there's a greater truth here, right? Because I think there are random people that we have no idea how they make their decisions. I have no idea why Jane Blaine decided to vote for Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? She could be looking for the next savior. And if we say anything about Bernie Sanders, she could probably come stalk one of us and handle business. I think they're going to be people like that. But I think at the core, we have people.
Marcus, can you mute when you ain't talking, brother? Because I'm hearing the echo 2 times. Yeah.
Okay. At the core, we have people. Even if we take me, myself personally in our personal conversation, or if we take like the audience, I can guarantee you there's probably a 90 to 95% accuracy that the people in this audience would say, hey, yo, we do like Jamal Bowman. But if you give us the information for us to make the decision for ourselves and you tell us it's time to turn up because of that information, turn up. Yeah, and they'll do it based on information, not based on any feelings. So
I don't think. Like I said, I'm just telling you. Like I said, the brother's not in the house of condemnation.
Condemnation?
You like that?
Redemption and condemnation.
Yeah. Like I said, but he's on the front porch of condemnation.
Oh man, let me take Marcus.
What happened? Where did he go?
I think he's still here, but his video went out.
Oh, it was his sound, not his video. His video was good.
Yeah. So that's, I guess I don't want you to finish your point, but I just want to just throw this. It is. I think there are enough people, and I think highly enough of the progressive movement, and have had enough experiences with the progressive movement that they would be willing to give up their cult of personality, if they even admit that they're in one, if they're given the right information. So even if they suffer from the same affliction, I mean, I've converted. I mean, look at my audience. Like we've converted. I never said the things that I had said about Bernie because it was Marcus's information to say, right? But I always let them know that I have my reservations, my hesitations, and my criticisms of Bernie. And I never could tell them why, because it wasn't my information, right? But a lot of people kind of said, okay, Ben, we'll trust you and we'll give Bernie the side eye. But people in our audience, now that they've heard it from Marcus's mouth, the details, they've made the decision for themselves. They're like, oh, damn it, Bernie, but F you too. You know what I mean?
But I hear what you're saying, Ben. I'm telling you though.
Oh, he's back. Let me pull him up.
Yeah. That's not the majority of what we call the progressive movement. And let's just be honest. I mean, especially those who are spending monies on supporting candidates or not supporting candidates. That is not their behavior. Seriously, their behavior is is we are this unit, and if you're not a part of this unit, or if you're criticizing this unit, then you will be ostracized. And I think that's what it is.
Marcus, you're back. You got some headphones on, look like?
Long hair conk with bell bottoms. What a name.
That's a name? My God.
That's someone's scream name. I love it. Long hair conk with bell bottoms.
No,
I love that.
It's buddy from TYT. Long hair Chink.
Jank?
Jank with bell bottoms. That's his name.
Long hair jank with bell bottoms. Fascinating.
Hey,
what you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking it's time for a commercial break because we've been at it and our lights ain't up, and I'm just looking at the technology side of this thing. So,
yeah. Let's do it.
Right.
It's in your hands.
So please like and share Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Retweet us. Go. We can find us on Twitter at @CThirstTrap. You can find us on. If you want to become a Patreon, because I saw somebody said that they wanted to donate to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, but they didn't want to give YouTube none of their money. So you can go over to Patreon, and that's Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, Facebook, and also Instagram. I'm Marcus for America. Marcus, the number 4 America on Twitter and on Instagram and on Marcus Farrell on Facebook, and my website will be dropping real soon, marcusfarrell.com. Please check us out. And also, last announcement. We won't be doing a show on Thursday. We won't be doing a show on Friday. This is our last show of the week. We will be back. We will be back, family, on Monday morning at 8:30 ish. Y'all know how we do.
Yeah,
but
8:30.
Join us in. Mondale.
Tato, you are simple. In the rudest way I could actually.
They paid money. They paid money to say it.
That.
So
I mean, like really, like
I'm gonna take your money.
You want to know how to deal with hair loss? call Boslin Group or whatever they call themselves. Who cares? Mondale Robinson everywhere on social media, and Black Male Voter Project everywhere on social media as well. Let me just say something real quick before we take this. Are we gonna play the music break or whatever we're gonna do? Station.
Yeah, we gotta play.
Yeah, we did the station there. The new one, right? The new one.
I like the old one better. I love artists. Don't get me wrong, brother. I like the first one better.
This man made one.
I don't.
I like the new one.
I like the new one. I like the new one. Real dope.
Listen. You liking the new one ain't gonna change my mind, brother. You like the old one better. So listen, here's what I'm saying. I literally believe I believe that I'm talking about Georgia right now. I'm laughing in my soul because his brother was like, y'all need to give us some talking. Y'all need to give us an agenda for the show. That was cute to me.
Who said that?
He asked for agenda.
Who asked for that?
You put up the comment. I can't remember the brother's name. He was like, I need topics. Where we going? So I don't get lost in the conversation. Brother, you were that student, huh? You had this on the front row because
literally,
if you were in a class with me and I knew you were that easily distracted, I would have ruined your career.
Let me tell you about can I tell y'all the brilliance of this show for real though? The brilliance of this show is that we literally don't come on here with even a single goddamn topic. But we open up our mouths, and because we are in these spaces, we know what's going on in the news. We'll pull up a story and we'll give you the breakdown. We'll fillet that thing down to nothing left but some bones. We will clean that bone. We would take care of the analysis. That said, we are able to tie everything together from beginning to end before the end of the episode. That's the brilliance of the show. So we don't need a curriculum. The real curriculum, the real syllabus for you is to ask you, were you able to keep up from beginning to end? Because we're doing it.
We ain't talking too fast. You're listening too slow. Ben, where they can find you at, bro?
At Benjamin P. Dixon on Twitter. That said, Michelle Conklin, thank you so much for the super chat. And go get those pumpkin pies cooked. Listen, somebody told me if you don't have your chicken, your turkey in the brine already, you don't know how to cook.
Hey, it's Wednesday. It's too late to be. It's too late.
It's too late. It's already too late.
You must be going. If your bird ain't brining right now,
right?
then you must be going to honey baked.
You don't know what you're doing.
Or you plan on having that
brain.
dry turkey tomorrow?
If it ain't brain already.
If it ain't bright up, look, bro. Let me tell you, the juicy man. Let me tell you something. I put one too many days. I don't play about the brine, but I put the brine in on Monday night one time. That thing set the brine Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday to Wednesday night, and I put it in the oven Wednesday night. Man, that turkey came out just like literally not juicy, but like water. You bite into it and nothing but water. Just so don't do 4 days of brine. It's already too late.
Tam said don't brine it, just inject it. I don't
know nothing about it.
I don't like needles. You know what I'm saying? I don't like needles. I'm scared of needles. I ain't gonna inject no bird. Oh my God. Okay.
Braylon said he doesn't even know what a brine is. You know what? The greatest opportunity. Well, no, man, don't be an asshole. We all have our roles to play. The greatest opportunity for growth is when you admit you don't know something. A brine is when you soak your bird in a bath, and you could put salt water. I usually use salt water. What do you use?
Baby.
Okay, so he used vinegar, and you let it sit in there for at least a day and a half, at least what, 36 hours?
Oh, Natalie said she don't brine at all. She said she do.
Yeah, it's 36 hours.
She said she do butter under the skin. I'm afraid to leave chicken out that long, so it's a day for me.
Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all gonna hate me right now.
Oh boy, what?
Right now in my kitchen, I'm cooking chitlins.
Hey, Braylon's dad, no, it's definitely no problem. I mean, listen, I didn't know what a brine was until about 6 years ago, so let me not flex. You doing chitlins?
And I'm not even, I was requested to cook chitlins. And so I'm the only person that accurately knows how to clean them. See, I grew up in a real soul food restaurant, old school soul food restaurant, where you can go in there and you can order chitlins on Thursday.
My man said you eating those poop shoots.
Right, those poop shoots. Braylon dad, let me. I'm sorry about that.
Shit because if y'all eating meat in general,
yeah,
if you gonna eat meat,
I know I like the protein. I don't like the feces part of the meat. I like the protein part.
Eating meat is not the same as eating organs, bro.
Hey, listen to what I'm saying. First off, so you never ate an organ?
No.
I mean, I've eaten a liver.
Not liver, not lung, none of it.
Definitely not no lungs. Like, who eats lungs and hearts? Like, who do that for what?
Yeah, y'all bougie asses.
I ain't bougie.
Y'all bougie.
I ain't bougie. I just don't eat organs, bro.
That's all right. You bougie eater, man. That's
I just
all right.
I can't imagine for the life of me putting my fork into someone's intestines, to some animal's intestines, and calling that dinner. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. I'm not ashamed of my upbringing, and I'm not ashamed of the food that I was raised on. Actually, I'm gonna elevate it, because if a white person from France that eat that shit, y'all will be calling.
Nah, nigga, listen. Escargot, my cargo. Hell no.
White people call it whatever they want to. I was in Africa and they were eating goat chitlins. I said I'm passing.
No.
And I know how wrong it is to pass on food in some cultures. I don't care. I
don't care. I am not sticking my fork into some animal's ass.
Like my girl like chitlins.
I don't. Listen. Real talk. My wife loves them.
Y'all food shame people. Fine.
My wife.
Y'all food asses do that.
We're not
food shame folks, right?
But my wife loves them.
I can't drink. Oh, matter of fact, how you gonna drink ratchet liquor and not have some chitlins?
I don't drink ratchet liquor. I drink good.
I just listen.
Proven right there. You a bougie ass dude who eat bougie and drink bougie. That's all.
Because I don't want gut rot.
Bourgeoisie.
That's true.
You got to get in the chitlin and find all the fecal matter. Make sure you get it all out. Like, bro.
I mean, you gotta clean it, right? And the funny part about it is I don't even eat chitlins anymore because I went vegetarian. But
now you're cooking them, bro. You going too far. Like, have you been eating bacon slowly but surely?
No, I had to stop. What happened was I ate some turkey this weekend, and then my stomach said, "Fuck you, Marcus. We're not
so,
gonna
bro,
doing
how
this.
are you gonna do the chitlins tomorrow?
So it's greasy. Well, first I'm cooking them for a neighbor who had them, and we had a conversation. He was like, "My family wants some of these, and I don't know how to clean them. So I said, if you give me $75, I clean them, I cook them for you, and I sit and then put them back in the pot and send them back to your ass.
Bruh, did you just say? Give me $4.99. I'll wash your windows.
You wanna stink up? You ain't sticking up my house for free.
Hey, no, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah,
you ain't not stink because your house gonna stink for a minute, bruh.
Yeah, well, no, I know how to see. That's when you've cooked chitlins in your life. You know how to stop all that shit. So
well, Tamara said you took her fish, so let her put in an order. She didn't say anything about the fish. I just threw that in there.
I tasted the fish though. And she loves chitlins. Let me tell you something right now. She'll go to her mom's house, pick up some chitlins, and put them in the freezer. So
Cam, I was really close to actually offering you some chitlins until he.
Hold on, Brian, you might want your money back because Marcus is not the head of Black Male Voter Project. I am. So if you donated because of Marcus, let me know how much you donated. I'll send it back to you.
Nah,
that's my old fam. But thank you for the donation.
Just send it to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If you want to,
go become a patron.
Marcus, I need you to know that. Let me just clarify. I don't want to misuse your money. So if you think your money was to support Marcus, let me know, and I could definitely send it back to you and get it so Marcus can get it. Just
okay. Somebody, the portal said, here we go. The portal said, this is why black men in America are among the most unhealthy in the world. Organ meat is the most nutritious and healthiest part of any animal. My G, this is facts. I don't know those to be facts. Is that facts?
I've heard it was nutrient rich before, but I can't.
But say that black men are the most unhealthy because they don't eat organs is dumb. Mark is a black man. He's talking about eating an organ.
No. He's saying our rejection of the idea of eating organs. There was a point in the conversation where we rejected it. We're like, ew.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. These bourgeoisie Negroes don't represent the whole hood. There's a lot of black people who are normal, just regular black people.
Oh, he's talking about you and me being bougie.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about the commenter.
So
no, talking about you and I.
Folks might talk noise, but let me tell you something. If you cut up if you cut up a chit into a square, and you put it on top of some rice, I guarantee you know at least 3 or 4 black folks that'll be like, that is a delicatessen.
Well, actually, homeboy who coming for us, let me just go ahead and tell you because I am the nerd on the show who will find your ass out. You're absolutely right. Organs are way more nutrient rich.
You just Google that shit.
I just said I will find you out.
Okay.
Ben.
Okay. It was just a joke, man. Go ahead. Keep going. Don't pay me no mind.
So there's an exception to that, and that exception is tripe and brains. Intestines and brain are not healthy organs. So no, I'm not eating your organs, bruh. So no, I'm not eating them. Sorry.
Braylon's dad said, if the portal said it, that means I believe it.
I apologize, Braylon dad. Let me. I was being coy with the if you can't brine, get out the kitchen thing. I love the fact that you are a single dad and you don't have time to cook. I respect that, love that, and we don't need more single dads. We need more dads. We need more dads in their kids' lives. So I love it. We need more moms in their kids' lives, the ones that ain't in there. So I love the fact that your name is Braylon's dad. That's dope to me.
Hey, real quick, since they asking for it, I'm gonna give one recipe out real quick, folks. Greens, collard greens. Y'all ready for a good collard greens recipe, right? Decent collard greens recipe. You got a problem with me talking about collard greens, Mondale?
Collard greens.
Okay, I'm just giving out my one little recipe for collard greens.
This
is the public. This is a very public recipe that folks can use. All right. So first, you wash your greens. Now, unlike grits, which you shouldn't be washing, you wash greens, right?
Right. Because I never heard no shit about washing grits before.
You wash your greens really good for maybe hot water. You let them soak basically for maybe 20, 30, an hour, right? You let them soak, and then you take them out, and then you chop them up into little squares about that long, right? All across, right? You know what I mean? And then go ahead and you got pork that you have to put into it, or turkey leg, right? A smoked turkey leg or pork, right? Chop it up, put some vinegar, some apple vinegar in it, a little water, some salt and pepper, and let that thing simmer for about 3 hours on very low to let all the pork juice get into it. I know some Muslims ain't doing it, so you can use turkey, right? But then you cook it, right? And you can let it simmer for all night if you really want to. So it's nice, soft, throw a little salt and pepper on that thing, and it'll be ready for you in the morning time for breakfast.
Okay. You got a recipe, Mundell, or are we good?
I ain't giving these Negroes my recipes. They can see my pictures online. Got it. What I look like. Ain't nobody know. Ain't nobody. How long KFC been in business? Ain't nobody know the special. I ain't getting it to you. I ain't the one. Call me whatever you want to call me. You ain't getting it. I kick Tam out the kitchen when I'm cooking, but ain't nobody. I ain't
Really?
sharing. Hey, what I cook, I cook.
Wash your grits. Somebody, what? I still just, I'm not going to.
telling you, that must be Tam.
So people are asking me what greens for breakfast. Nah, see, it's Thanksgiving. If your food ain't ready by breakfast
noon.
time,
Right? You're absolutely right.
You already messed up.
That's
right?
you're absolutely right.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
But be honest, Marcus. Greens and eggs go good together. I'm just letting you know.
Do, bro. Yeah,
I'm just let you know.
Yeah.
Greens
absolutely.
and eggs?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll try that shit. So that's fine.
no.
We'll try it.
I mean, Negroes out here eating chicken and waffle. You bougie Negroes love that.
I don't love it anymore. Once the bougie folks picked it up, I was like, man, we've been doing that since we ain't had nothing left but a little batter
We had no
and some
bread.
fried chicken from the other night.
I got a Crown Royale bread pudding recipe, but I'm not giving that up for nothing on the planet, boy. But when you put it in your mouth, let me tell you something.
Whoa.
What are you talking about, Tamara Allen? Wash your grits.
Yeah,
I feel like that's an inside joke, like because it's just. I guess I could Google it. Let me Google it. Is
wash your grits.
I just picture one single grit with a little soap and water.
No, you wash your grits. Seriously.
How do you do it? Because I honestly have no point of reference with that.
Pot.
Cook it.
No, you don't cook it. You wash them. And I'm
Just
telling you,
sit
like, you
water
don't have. Yo, listen, this is something Tam taught me. I was like, when she said wash your grits.
Are you saying like critters are going to start running out of it?
No, the hole that you have when you eat grits, something gets stuck in your tooth. You don't have that problem once you wash your grits. Besides, we know what the federal government allows in dry food as it pertains to the percentage to the food, to animal, like cereal and grits and all. Okay. We just
I don't freak out about
I know, man. You a
animal waste.
You a savage squirrel. You the only.
No, I'm just saying, like it's like, bro, we a savage squirrel. We out here, we eat a whole bunch of shit all the time anyway. Come on, let's be real.
Hey, real quick though, what y'all drinking on Thanksgiving? What y'all
damn! I
drinking
need to I need to pull up to the drive-thru.
Yeah. What y'all? Yeah. Go ahead, Mondale.
Chick-fil-A lemonade, boy. I know about Chick-fil-A, but that lemonade is something magical. I paid $14 for a gallon of lemonade from Chick-fil-A. That stuff made me do the butterfly.
You can't find a way. You can't make that. That's old. Let me see you Tootsie Roll butterfly.
Hey, so there's another little recipe where you make your lemonade, but instead of using sugar, you use pineapple juice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you
just brushed off that tip?
Yeah, that's cool.
No. I'm literally saying I was about to have a conversation about the pineapple juice. I like pineapple juice is the magic sweetener for a lot of things, like in coconut cake and
I thought you were about to say Coke.
Pumpkin pie.
Oh, speaking of, I got to order this.
You mean sweet potato pie, right?
God, I'm about to say, there's nobody doing no goddamn pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin and sweet potato pie. Wait, you don't like pumpkin
pie? I mean, I don't think it belongs in the garbage, but it don't belong on my table.
Right. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the sin of. Yep. You's a bougie nigga, bro. You eat pumpkin pie?
Yeah. It's a root. It's a cheap. When you're 1 of 13, you eat everything. Except for chitlins. I heard when y'all buy them chitlins, it'd be like 25 pounds, but when you clean them out without the gone,
I just be ready. Listen, if you sit one of those golden orangish caramel looking pies on a table, and I cut a slice and I put it in my hand, and I think I'm about to eat sweet potato pie, and that motherfucker is a pumpkin pie, I'm liable to go to jail. I'm liable to catch a charge, bro. You better tell me before I pick up that slice that it's pumpkin, or else I'll catch a charge, bro.
If that shit ain't golden brown and it's orange and it's golden, I'll be peeping game, right? You can see, you can look at both of them, right?
Wait. Hold on a second. I think somebody telling on Ben. Ben, do you drink pumpkin spice?
someone is telling on you in the chat. Somebody's like, Ben, don't be talking because you. So I only eat pumpkin pie. Being at Starbucks getting. Wait a minute,
I'll fuck up some of my Karen lattes. That's what I call them. I call them Karen lattes. That's the bougie side of me. Yes.
No, what's the booze? What is the booze that you're drinking, Mondale? What you drinking tomorrow?
Man, listen, COVID got me 40 pounds heavier, bro. I got to get off alcohol. I think a lot of it got to do with alcohol. So I'm going to stay away from it, man. For
Okay,
real.
no problem. What was
I will have a hookah in my hand.
Of course. Are you in Atlanta or are you back home?
I'm in D.C. right now, but I'll be back to Atlanta later on.
Now, I do want to go back because everybody's like, oh, Ben's busted. Ben's busted. Listen. Yes, I am busted, number one. But number two, watch me work myself out of this thing.
Let me see it. Go.
I can work myself out of anything. Listen. Go. Pumpkin spice latte is this newfangled stuff that just the last 10 years, right? We're talking about the heart and soul of the black community, which is the distinction between pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie. It is a hallmark of blackdom for you to reject pumpkin pie, not pumpkin spice latte, because the gentrifiers, the new black folks who are also gentrifiers, they're going to Starbucks and they getting their pumpkin spice lattes in their gentrified neighborhoods. No, it is the distinction between sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. I rest my case.
You about to gentrify Thanksgiving, ain't you, man?
He just did.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? Wait, team. See, this is the black. We got somebody who just said team pumpkin. Team pumpkin? Y'all wild.
Who's that? Who's my new best friend? Who said that?
Only pumpkin I like is
Stacey Joe.
Named Pumpkin. That's the only pumpkin that we acknowledge.
I'm trying to think in all my years of touring every strip club in the country, I don't think I've ever come across anybody named Pumpkin.
Oh, yes, you have. You just didn't know it. You just didn't know it. There's tons of pumpkin all over Florida.
It's not pumpkin. It's pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
This is how I feel. This is how I feel when Ben trying to talk his way out of that pumpkin spice latte.
Mm-hmm. You got to put the video on. Oh my God! Send me the link. Send me the link.
That video is hilarious. Oh my God!
No, listen. I said a whole lot of stuff, but y'all know there's a difference between pumpkin pie and pumpkin spice latte. In terms of your everyday life, ain't nobody gonna wake up and say ever at any part of any year, Mundell, and say, I think I want me some pumpkin pie.
Ben, you know what?
Hey, so I live in Atlanta.
I like pumpkin pie.
I live in Atlanta, right? So Mundell about to clown me. I live in Atlanta, and right down the street. See, unlike a lot of other places, everything is black in Atlanta, including the people who work at Starbucks. It's all black, right?
It is. It is.
Right. So it's like one of the only cities where everybody who works at Starbucks is black, and they're not like bourgeoisie black. They're like I'm from Swats black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm from Boulevard black. So I went in and I ordered a pumpkin spice latte from the black Starbucks, and why they gave me the side eye.
That was a plot twist. Hey, Marcus, can I tell you, in terms of the argument and the bigger conversation, that was a hell of a plot twist. Because I thought you were coming in for my defense.
No,
you came in to scorch me.
No, I'm just saying I ordered it, so I couldn't scorch you. I was the one who ordered it, but them Negroes in Starbucks were like, I don't know. I even heard one. I think said like, I think we got one over here.
We got one.
Yeah. So when Starbucks, the black people at Starbucks look at you sideways, we probably need to stay away from pumpkin spice.
Let me give a shout out real quick. I just got a text message from one of our viewers who is also a political mind. I'm just gonna call her Kay Swift because I don't want to tell her name in case she don't want to know her real name, Carly. But I ain't gonna say her real name. Her name Carly. Carly Swift from Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out for saying I'm right in text message. And yeah, look at me.
About what?
Probably about my pumpkin thing.
About your pumpkin pie?
Thing,
bro,
all that.
Yeah,
At 30 minutes, that's the argument we were having about those progressives. Shout out to Carly for knowing all the stuff.
No, listen, man.
And also the pumpkin stuff. And thank you for watching our show. we love you.
I mean, I too can send out a text to any assortment of colleagues and associates and say, "Can you send me a text message confirming that I'm accurate?" I could do that too.
You don't know how stubborn that woman is. You know that ain't happening. Marcus don't call it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
She's too stubborn for that.
I don't know her to call her stubborn though. But all I'm going to say is
pumpkin all day, all the
way.
While
they're sending up here talking about sending text messages just to say they love you.
Here we go.
I don't need to send a text message to any of the Trap Squad to make sure that y'all know that I love you more than these guys. As a matter of fact, I invented the name TrapsGiving for you.
Oh my God, I'm about to throw up.
So tomorrow,
then let's leave and go get us a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, let's do that, bro. Let's go.
So tomorrow, when you're getting that TrapsGiving,
but don't you ever serve me no pumpkin pie, bro? Don't you, please, man? And I think if I actually think it's sweet potato pie and I taste pumpkin, Jesus Christ, y'all trying to get me locked up. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just wanted to let you know that I love you more, and I want your Thanksgiving. I want your TrapsGiving.
Hang on. I'll play it. You know me. I don't give a damn.
Let me give you the cleaner one bit. Because the guy looked like he related to me. Straight up. My cousin.
Keep going, Marcus. We go close out with this clip.
Cousin.
Because TrapsGiving is a place where you should not be traveling on TrapsGiving. Stay your black ass home during TrapsGiving this year, right? You shouldn't be getting on no plane. You really shouldn't be going to anybody else's house. But you get that trap dressing and that trap turkey.
What is trap dressing?
And trap ham.
Trap dressing is what I'm making this year, man. I got some crab. It's going to be a seafood based stuffing dressing. I don't know about stuffing, damn stuffing, but dressing. It's going to be seafood based with some crab and some shrimp. Me and my wife, we always do it together.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Little tiny family cooking together. Y'all got stepping stools? Did y'all still on the cook?
What's that? Seven stools?
Y'all stand on stepping stools?
No, we just do that when we flip you off. That's all.
Hey. I want to apologize for the crudeness of my co-host, Ben Dixon. Marcus, did you see him look down? He already told us what look down means. He's concentrating. So
I'm listening. Like I'm tuned in. Whenever I look down.
I didn't expect it. That was fast, Ben. That was like really fast and sharp.
Ben is learning. Getting ready.
Yeah, somebody said, I hope you're using real crab. Absolutely would never use anything other than real crab. Now, we were poor growing up, so I know I have grown up on fake crab plenty of times. Yeah. But thank God, God has delivered. So I don't have to order fake crab anymore.
That's what's up. Listen, all right, so I was so upset when I found out so many restaurants use imitation crab. And I'm like, wait, you've been tricking me all this long? Especially if you are a sushi restaurant and you're using imitation crab, shame on you.
We need to see, that's the second thing. I'm going to be honest with you. You try to slide some imitation crab on me.
On my sushi?
Yeah, no, we got to fight.
Like
I honestly, I'm thinking about throwing that sushi back in your face, bro. Because it's not the face of the worker. Not labor, but the manager who approved it. Like the person, because that's a cost saving scheme. That didn't come from the worker on the front line. That came from the manager. I'm liable to throw that sushi in the face of the manager.
And they still give you that uptick on crab prices, right? You know what I mean? Like you know what? If it's imitation crab, make it less than that. Make it less than the burger, right? You know what I'm talking about? Don't try to trick me into believing that this is your devil crab is real. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair.
You don't have to tell me like. I should be able to assume that if your crab is less than the burger, then it's imitation crab.
It's imitation crab. Like, just give me the chance to make an informed decision. That's all.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I mean, listen, when it comes down to crab, really the only crab I really like is the ones you got to crack.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's one thing Atlanta is huge on. Every restaurant got those. What's it? Snow crabs, right?
Yeah, snow crab.
Yeah. Snow crabs. But listen. Let me tell you something. What we did for Labor Day. Was that the most recent holiday, Labor Day? What we did for Labor Day,
veterans.
Nobody had, or it was a Memorial Day.
Ben don't like veterans.
Memorial Day. Okay,
Veterans Day was the nearest holiday.
Okay, before that one, the big holiday.
He said the real holiday. The real holiday.
I didn't say the real one. I don't remember saying real.
He co-hosts the show with two veterans. And he gonna
Watch
do
this.
it like that?
Watch this, Marcus. You ready?
Listen, I don't serve imperialism around here. Let me just tell you something. Listen, I don't serve imperialism, so there will be no undue
That's right,
deference.
interweb, the international internet. Listen to what Ben Dixon just said. Veterans are some fools who sacrifice their life. Ben said he agreed with Donald Trump, and he don't care about no veterans.
Bruh, I don't believe that's what I said. But if I said
Marcus,
that,
look how he holding the mic. Look how he holding the mic.
I guarantee you I can make a good argument out of it. But I didn't say that.
Marcus,
That said,
did you see
we
him
do
bless
not
the mic like
capitulate.
the pearls?
Hang on. Let me tell you something. Because you were gaslighting for a second. You were gaslighting for a second. And I'm like, is this nigga really gaslighting me in real time? That said, what I did say is this. We do not capitulate to any form of imperialism on this network.
First,
Oh,
it's not what
I'm
you
with you on
said. With me, it's not what you said. It's I slapped the taste out of your mouth face that you just made towards Mondale. Like,
He can't reach my face.
Grab the microphone, like, man, listen, bro, I'll fuck your ass up.
He grabbed the mic. Watch your mouth. My kids are watching.
No,
I don't have kids. I'm just.
I'm about to say, see, you was a
joke.
gaslighting ass nigga, bro. Because I be like listening.
Marcus looked like I really had kids. How long have you known me? You know I don't have kids.
No, I was just surprised that happened.
I was like, wait a minute,
Wait, Monday
because anything's possible. Anything is possible, bro.
Marcus,
I don't know. Things change.
Kids like Drake.
That's right.
Bruh, I will listen on this show. I will expose children. All right, let's just like I'm gonna come through like Pusha T, and I'm gonna expose some children.
Listen, anybody that has
whole ass families.
Matter of fact, here we go. Our second segment. If we know anybody that got kids that they ain't claiming, please let us know. We will tag them in the comments. And I don't care if they watch our show or not.
We will say,
tell us where they're from. We will call them. We will
find them. We will find them and expose them.
We will find them.
Because it's just the right, it's the right and moral.
We're gonna put two pictures up of the daddy and the kid, and we're gonna start comparing those features and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have a cross fading over, like the picture of the dad cross fading over and blending in, morphing in. Yeah, we will expose children on this show.
But just so we can be, just because we
expose bad parents on this show.
Yeah, bad parents. Because we love equity and parity. We got a couple rules before you send those dads in. The first 4,000 need to be white guys. All right.
We shall not ever, just like we reject imperialism on this show, we reject the vilification and the dehumanization of black men. There will never.
So the first 4,000 that exposures need to be white men, and after that we'll go to our white Cuban brothers.
No. After that, we're going to our Asian community. Like, we know y'all got some. Come on, we all human now. Come on.
We about to get canceled. I'm going too far. I done pushed Ben over the edge.
Cause I'll ride with you, bro. Like,
the internet, do not cancel Ben because of me. Ben is a good guy. he brings a lot of content.
Humanity is humanity. People like to screw, man. That's all it is, bro.
Listen, if it's how many? 2 billion in China? It's got to be some deadbeat dads. Ain't no deadbeat Chinese dads. Come on now.
Marcus, you want to save us from ourselves?
No, I'm gonna let this hot mess go on. Y'all go ahead and cancel yourselves. This will be the Marcus Farrell Clickbaity show. So go ahead. Continue.
So let me see who else. Where is it? I know there's some. Come on.
Listen, it's just human nature. There are some behaviors.
Deadbeat dads.
Say that again.
Nigerian deadbeat dads.
Come on, man.
Of course.
Listen.
I would like for you to know that child is not mine.
Why do you sound like the Black Panther? The Black Panther deadbeat ass.
I would like for you to know that I did not have sex.
Not Black Panther. Whitaker, Forrest Whitaker's witch doctor. That's who you sound like. The power of the Black Panther has left your body. That's what you sound like. Oh my goodness. But the point is that we expect human behavior falls within parameters. We're all human beings, man. Folks out here humping each other and got children by folks that they ain't claiming. So that's a phenomenon you're going to catch everywhere. That's all we're saying. Go ahead.
That's right. We're teasing about a serious issue because we're ignorant. All right. So we do not apologize. I mean, we do apologize.
No, really. I don't think we said anything. We're willing to apologize.
I don't know if this is a controversial statement or not, but I'll say this right here. Ladies, if your man is taking care of your kids, then work a deal out with him. But if he's not taking care of your kids, then take his ass to court.
I got nothing to say about any of that.
Is that simple? No, I'm being serious, right? Like there is two sides of this conversation about taking care of children. I don't think people like to be realistic about it. Some people are trying to expose the baby daddies, and and a lot of baby daddies are not doing what the hell they supposed to do. You take them weak Negroes to court. Stop trying to argue with their sister and their mama about taking them people to like they family member ain't gonna change them. Take them to court.
But you gotta, yeah.
On the opposite side, if you know for a fact that dude taking that kid, raising that kid right, and you still trying to hit him over the head with the court paperwork, you piece of shit.
Okay. Because my thing is this: like, I don't really give a damn about mom or dad. Be honest with you, I give a damn about that child. So it falls. What you said falls right in line with my beliefs, Marcus. Like, whatever you got to do to make sure that kid is taken care of, if he's being taken care of, cool. If he's not, then bring down, I don't like this judicial system, this injustice system, but I do want that kid taken care of. So
indeed. I think a lot of times people forget that, family court should be all about, the only reason we should have a family court, is to make sure the best interest of the child is taken care of. Other than that, it should be two adults handling their own business outside of the system. So when a child is involved, and I'm also speaking from a space where I'm not married, nor do I have kids, so I need to say that. But I think that there has to be some parity on parenting. I watch women do extra shifts around their kids, and then I literally heard a person say, well, I pay child support, so what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like, you think that's enough? Like, paying child support, and usually, let's be honest, unless you are a rapper or Diddy, your child support probably ain't what it should be anyway, as it pertains to what it costs to raise that child.
Well, man, this is a fascinating conversation. I want you to finish your point, but think about the
I gotta cut y'all off.
Yeah.
Jamaican horn sound.
Okay, hang on.
I need that Jamaican horn.
Yeah, I got one though.
I need that horn. I need that horn now.
Give me a second. Give me a second. It's too much pressure. Too much pressure. There you go. Where is it at?
I need that horn. Oh my God.
Give me 30 seconds. Give me not 30 seconds. Give me 5 seconds. 4, 3. Get over here, you little mother. There it is.
Hey, shout out to Leanne S. Leanne S. on Patreon just became our first $100 Patreon. $100 Patreon. Shout out to Leanne S. We appreciate you. We don't know where you are. We don't know where you're watching from, but that's real commitment. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We're gonna come through, and when we start throwing stuff out there, make sure that you get your hands on it.
Rebecca Azor saying, I'm out here killing the mood. Listen, this is not a normal occurrence. We don't normally drop the air horn for new patrons live on the air. So stay in your lane before I have you come on the next third hour. Somebody said we should stay on for 3 hours a day.
Listen, it is our Friday Thursday show. So it is. So if people are confused about what's happening, we have Friday has become a free Friday. So it's where we get a little ratchet. And I also want to say that whoa, okay, so people are putting their child support in the chat, and it just got real. I'm done with the conversation because wow.
Because I was gonna say I was gonna say honestly, man, like the real conversation is talking about working poor people, like working class people who ain't making no money, and the fact that now, because then you get to some really problematic conversations, right? Because they don't believe poor people should be having children in the first place.
Wait, right? What is this person acting like? This person said, Monday, what is this? What is this?
What is this? There you go, a second. Where did it go? I had it on the screen.
It was on the screen. Listen, so I was going to explain that Friday's our free day. So yes, you may come over here and get an episode of Black Jerry Springer or the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Really, for real.
Words. You can get all of that within 2 minutes of messing with this show.
In a single, no, for real, like low key.
I love that, Patricia.
We could do it. We do it in the same. We go back and forth on the same argument. Like we could take one topic and we can make it ratchet. We can make it righteous. We can make it radical. We can make it black. We can make it internet. It doesn't matter. We just flip through all of it all the time.
Larry Gardner, shout out to your mom. He said his mom died when his dad died when he was 8 months old, and his mom took care of 4 boys by herself.
Wow.
She worked very hard, sometimes 2 jobs, no dad around. Shout out to that's the magic that people shouldn't in a society like this with all of these excesses. She should have been taken care of by herself. There's never a point where people should have to work 2 jobs. So shout out to you for doing what she had to do to take care of her 4 boys, but America did not. Let your mother down.
Yeah.
Hey, people forget that Jerry Springer was a mayor of Cincinnati.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
wasn't he in Congress too?
Yeah, people forget that Jerry Springer ratchet ass was an elected official.
Yeah.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Stay. Oh, hold on. Wait, Marcus, what'd you just say?
He was either a mayor or a congressperson.
Yeah, he was
married to what's her name?
Jerry Springer was an elected official.
Yeah.
A news anchor. What's her name?
Of Cincinnati, actually. Oh, I don't know who he married.
When I say her, I know.
So if y'all act like just because we're supposed to talk about politics, we can't be ratchet.
Well, because here's the thing, bro. Can I tell you the honest truth? Well, actually, no. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
Well, just look to Jerry Springer, right? Jerry Springer parlayed his career from being an elected official, all serious, prompt circumstance, and now that you watch Jerry Springer for years, or you used to watch Jerry Springer for years, you know how he enjoys that ratchetness. That means that I guarantee you 70% of Congress and mayors are, I know for a fact, 5 or 6 congressmen that are just off the chain.
Off the chain now.
Oh, hey, listen, if you pull it out, they're gonna do it.
Yo.
That's wild. What's up, Mandela? Like, what'd you come across?
Jerry Springer. Dude, wait, I'm so blown away right now. My whole life is messed up.
You didn't realize he was
He was the mayor of Cincinnati.
I mean, he didn't last long. He was for 1 year, but that ain't it though. Like, this guy is a whole person. He was a strong advocate for lowering the voting age. He's testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he's an Army reservist. And he got kicked out of office after he was soliciting prostitution. And
oh, really? I didn't know that part.
It's a lot going on here. I didn't know none of this, bro.
All right, so this is where I want to talk about ratchet, right? Somebody, they laughing at me. Don't laugh at me, y'all.
I should have known he was living in Florida, Marcus.
So here's the thing. I was watching The Real Housewives of Potomac with my wife the other night, right? Y'all watch that? You ever see that?
Oh, God.
I try to stay away from that because I think they like exploit our culture in the wrong way. But on the same token, if I'm nice and drunk and high, that's the greatest thing to work.
Oh my God.
To watch. Yeah, it is.
Bruh. But no, because you know, listen, yes. We support legalizing marijuana. All right. When you high and watching Real Housewives of Potomac, man, listen, let me just put it like this. There's a lot of truth to that show. Right? In a really meaningful, substantive way. You just got to be high to see it. Because the real questions that they're asking, you just got to be high to see it. The real questions that they're asking, check me out. I'm sorry, leave me alone. The real question that they are asking, they're trying to get at what is the actual truth. And will people respond? How will people respond to the truth? If you did something wrong, are you going to respond by owning up to it? Or are you going to dig yourself in deeper and lie? That's 90% of the show. And I'm watching, I'm like, man, this is getting at some real fundamental truths about every single thing. How do you respond to the truth when you're the one that messed up?
So, Marcus?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if Ben is smoking on the job, but can you let him know that was not prolific what he just said? That is not what's going on that show. They are creating drama to exploit black culture, and he was overthinking it the other night.
Bruh.
In Ben's defense, he is also the same guy that would get high and laugh at his wife sleeping for 3 hours.
I did. It took everything. It took everything in me. It took everything in me. Right. But no, you can say what you want to. Say what you want to. I'm gonna defend myself one more time, and then Marcus, if you say I'm a fool, I'll let it go. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna defend myself.
I'm gonna be a neutral party in this.
Do a neutral party. What I'm saying is yes, they are exploiting ratchetness, right? They do it not just the black folks, because the most popular ones are all these white folks running around here grabbing each other by their sew-ins, right? And so they got ratchet across the board. I don't think it's necessarily exploitative to the black community any more than every other community. And what I'm saying is, in the middle of those arguments, you could pause and look at somebody when they make a decision about, yeah, I'm gonna lie about this. You could see it. You could see it on video. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to tell the truth about this. And then you could see they create a bigger problem for them. You see how one lie can blossom out into an entire episode where somebody can end up going to jail. And all they had to do was tell the truth about what they were afraid to tell the truth about. It's brilliant in that regard.
Wow.
But you got to be high. You got to be high to see that shit.
You got to be high to see.
And the judge rules in favor of both parties for splitting the baby in half.
Okay.
And here's the reason why we're splitting the baby in half. Whoever loves it the most gets it. Anyway, we're splitting the baby in half, and what I mean by that is this right here. First, if you know that you are on a show that needs ratings, you're going to intentionally do ratchet shit to get more ratings.
Sure.
Right. So, do I need to tell the truth about this, or do I need to make this episode about me? I'm gonna make this episode.
That's a decision. Yeah, it's a decision point.
I'm gonna make this episode about me. So I do think that the exploitation actually goes on into the actors' minds actually during it, which might actually make the people who are a part of these shows even bigger pieces of shit.
So here's what I'm gonna say. Ben, you're exposing my relationship in a level that I've never known existed, because Tam said she waited for me to leave so she can binge watch 4 episodes of Real Housewives of Potomac. So that's something I need to discuss when I get back to Atlanta. Tam, prepare yourself for that conversation. Secondly, Ben, I love how you got high and thought the love seat was a love seat and you can't even sit in unless you're in love. I love that, brother. That's one of those moments you just shared with us. You literally said, that's the couch, but that's a love seat. You can't even sit it if you ain't in love. But you got to be high to see it. No, man.
You got to be high to see it. Listen, no. At the end of the day, bro, honestly, you could think it's trash, but tell me if what I'm saying, these statements are true. One, in every one of these crappy ass shows, somebody is presented with the truth that they don't want to admit. What do they do? They lie.
There's got to be something real about them, because it wouldn't be so many of them, and they wouldn't be so, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, fiction is only fun when something about it reminds people of reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, and I'm not even gonna push back on that, because it's true to all of reality. It's because
people actually, I think we think that they're acting, but people really act like that. They just do it via social media, right? They're not around each other to snatch each other by the wigs, right? But they snatch each other by the wigs via social media. We replicate the same behaviors in everyday online. That's
that, brother. I like that.
I'm not gonna judge anything that anybody watches. I still watch Rick and Morty. So
watch who?
I watched the most ratchet cartoon ever made.
What's it called?
Very problematic.
Rick and Morty.
I think he's a pedophile. Honestly, the guy who made it, I just found out that Rick Harmon. You got to watch this crazy ass video Rick Harmon did, where wow. It made me stop watching. It made me actually stop watching Rick and Morty as much. But I think the show is brilliant. But I also think that it's ratchet, and it's basically a spinoff of Back to the Future.
Wow.
So I'm confused. So what's the name of the show? I can't hear what you're saying.
Rick and Morty is the name of the show.
Rick and Morty. Yeah. I'll put you on.
I'm good.
Put you on. Yeah. I'll put you on.
Here's my problem.
What do you watch? You don't watch television, though, man.
Right. I watch. So here's the thing. If Tam got the TV on, I'm like, yo, can we not? Like, I honestly, I'm not. You're not about to judge me, Marcus. I'm not about to do that, because I was about to tell you, and then I know you're gonna just make a joke about it. So I'm not really going there right now.
No, tell me what you watch.
Come on,
man. It's an open space. This is
It's a safe space.
Have you seen the show, the series?
Bro, I just talked about Ratchet TV and Real Housewives. Like, what do you have?
The Food That Made America.
The Food That Made America. Never seen it.
No, that's
That's a dope series, bro.
That's a dope show too. It is.
It's about Kellogg cornflakes and how shiesty. But that show right there, that you know what, like the brothers, like how that brother did his other brother. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah. So Dr. Kellogg was a whole snake, and it's about Coca-Cola and how Coca-Cola. Like if you listen to the story of Coca-Cola, it sounds like what we're going on right now with Donald Trump and the COVID response. Like
QC86 says Mundell watches Jeopardy and reads books.
I absolutely do. So that's why you joking. I'm out here advocating. I signed a petition to make LeVar the next host of Jeopardy. I absolutely love Jeopardy.
Oh yeah,
I watch
in a book
as well.
I mean, not a very big announcement, but I do. Not a very big announcement, but I do want to say this right here. I think I need to say it. I actually am reading Michelle Obama and Barack Obama's books right now, right? And the reason why is because I need to learn how to be a neoliberal.
Oh, say more.
The reason why I'm reading these books is because in order to destroy neoliberalism, I have to understand where it comes from at its core root, right? So, and I'm not talking about Bill Clinton neoliberalism, the DLC version of neoliberalism. I'm talking about how it evolved into the Barack Obama thought process and how we can counteract it as Black progressives. So I decided that the peak neoliberal, Black neoliberal in America is Barack Obama, and his wife, who probably is Blacker, and I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it like has more understanding of the Black community than Barack does. Yeah. But also makes a conscientious decision to stay neoliberal, right? In ways, right? I have to read, so I'm reading these books so I can just understand those two, right? And hopefully I get a little bit more love for them, but because I do think I'm never gonna like not acknowledge the race issue that Michelle Obama is a Black girl from South Chicago. Can't ever forget that, right? But the reason why I'm reading those two books is not because I'm trying to go to a book tour and get COVID with 200,000 people. It's because Barack shows up, and I'm glad she canceled, or Michelle shows up. And I'm not trying to I got the book, and hopefully he'll autograph it. I'm reading it, surely, because we have to stop neoliberalism at all costs.
That's some spook by the door type stuff. I hear you. I hear you. I'm what are you reading right now, Ben? I'm sorry. Is that?
No, that's a big question. I'm actually reading. I'm going through I don't know if I have permission to say. So I'm reading a book from an author who wanted me to kind of just digest it and tell them, give them my opinion on it and the connectivity of the story. And so it's kind of like the early reading of a book that's coming out soon. And it's Black fiction, but it's fiction that's targeting young Black men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I am neck deep in that, and I should have finished this past Sunday, so I'm a little behind on that.
That's what's up. Yeah. I love it.
Now, I do want to clarify this. I do love Michelle Obama more than any other neoliberal on the planet. I want to make that very.
You shouldn't have to give that dude deference. I respect that you do.
No. I'm going to say this. Like, if you were to rate people who have neoliberal ideology, and I'm not, to be honest with you, until I finish this book, I'm not even willing to say that she's completely neoliberal until I finish reading the book. What I am going to say is, if there's somebody of that ilk, my favorite one is Michelle. I think she probably pushed Barack to do a lot more Black things than Rahm Emanuel did.
I don't know. See, what is your definition of neoliberal?
Making sure that Wall Street interests are taken care of first, under the auspice of doing things for communities that you haven't done before. Right?
Easy. I think that's fair. I think that's a good. Yeah. I think that's succinct. That's an easy shorthand way of understanding the totality of neoliberalism. So always capitulating to Wall Street. Now, for anyone in the audience or anyone who watches this, trust me, I know the definition of neoliberalism all the way to the end of the misnomer that it is here in the United States. So I think what you just said, Marcus, is good. If Michelle Obama genuflects to Wall Street on behalf of the American people, then yeah, she's trash. And so same thing about Barack Obama. And I think that's where it's very difficult with what Mark Mundell was saying earlier. Like, people, when you say something about people that we look up to as heroes, people can't bear to hear those kind of words towards their heroes. Right. And so I think we have to find some kind of common ground to be able to make an agreement. And for me, what I would offer, and I want to know what you guys think, I would offer that if Michelle, Barack, or any of my favorite is caught doing stuff on behalf of Wall Street at the expense of Main Street, then they automatically are trash. That's my litmus test, I guess.
I think I'm sorry. I think if Michelle was married to a progressive, she would have been a progressive. I do think that Michelle Obama was supporting her husband.
Not in the sense that she was just, you think that she was supporting her husband, but would have been like, Barack, you need to do something better than this.
Yeah, I do.
I think I would offer.
We don't know all the battles that she went through as the first lady.
Then I would say it like this. Then that would be most certainly to the detriment of Barack. Shame on him. Shame on him for not having the kind of environment where she could speak to him on something that they fundamentally disagree with. Because if you're saying Michelle is a progressive and she went along just to support her husband, imagine how much better things would be if she hadn't just went along with it. That makes sense?
I don't know. I mean, Michelle Obama bought into the corporate market before she met the skinny kid with a funny name that she was supposed to mentor, right? Like, she had already bought into that idea. So I don't know. I will say this, though. It is undeniable that being from the South Side of Chicago, raised by a black woman and a black man, did something to change, who and what he was before he met her. I promise you that. Someone said Michelle taught him his blackness. I saw that in the chat. I don't know that, but I bet you she had a role in shaping She gave him some new ideal of blackness. I promise you that.
So then perhaps both of them were, because Obama learned, right, his radicalism. Michelle was born in it. So I agree.
Wait. Barack's radical?
His radicalism you want to ask some black folks if they think Barack was radical? We're gonna be really disappointed here, man.
No, I'm asking.
I'm saying in context. Let's keep it 100. Like, okay, where are we analyzing Barack and Michelle? We're analyzing them at the point where they met each other.
Okay,
right.
Gotcha.
And at the point where they met each other, Barack hadn't really decided if he was a radical or not.
Barack was being the snake that he was gonna grow up to be.
Wait, they met a long time. They've been married how long? Let's put it in the right time frame. They've been married
the 80s, right?
Since the 80s.
And he been scheming since then. She said it in her book. If you read her first book, she basically said he was being selfish when he kept running for politics. She's like, this thing was selfish. Like,
yes. Basically,
if you read that book, she's telling you how selfish he was and continue to run for these offices. And he actually said it, like, when he won that Senate race, she was like, this is it, Barack. We're done with this.
But we're getting to the question of if he was actually, did he consider himself a radical in 1980 when they met?
He probably considers himself radical now, but the boy.
I mean, we know better.
The boy ain't radical.
Absolutely.
We of course not.
I want to bring up one thing, and that is this: Michelle Obama and Rahm Emanuel had a blood curdling beef with each other.
Absolutely, should have.
Right. So the only thing that I can say about Michelle that I want to make sure that we point out there is she obviously saw in Rahm what America saw before he became the mayor of Chicago.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So one of the reasons that Rahm left, from what I understand, is also Rahm and Michelle could not exist in the same space. And
right.
God damn it takes a black woman to call that kind of shit out, then I'm happy about it.
Exactly why I said, imagine what Barack Obama could have actually accomplished. Because to me, it don't seem like Michelle is one to hold back what she believes on an issue.
No, I think she's smart. I think she's smart enough to know that to know her husband's play. I think she's smart enough to read the room, and I think she's smart enough to not fuck up her coins.
So that was going to be my question. Did she capitulate, or did she make the same calculations her husband made?
If you're a black woman from Southside Chicago and you saw all that shit that Barack was doing, you had to capitulate at some point.
But I would argue maybe she just made the same exact calculations. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when you out on the limb that far, you got to have somebody that's calculating with you, right? You got to have somebody who's looking at a situation with you and say, I agree. And I think that had to be Michelle for Barack.
I mean, how do you leave the South Side of Chicago? I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But how do you leave the South Side of Chicago, right? Become a lawyer, and yeah, we know you as you grow and your circles change, your mentality might change a little bit. But how do you leave that area of poverty, of despair, of having cousins that are still in poverty to this day? And then you go marry Barack, and his career takes off, and he becomes the president of the United States. Right. And you immediately forget the folks at home. Like that, there has to be a certain level of capitulation, even if they thought that what they were doing was right at a 50,000-foot level. She had to forget some of that stuff, man.
She had to forget. You said
the White House almost ruined that marriage, bro. Like it does probably most of them. But for sure that one, that relationship almost ended when they were in the White House, and I think people forget that.
But why?
I mean, you think
because she was probably doing what black women do, which is tell the truth.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I don't think just because Michelle went to Harvard and was a superstar lawyer on her own account and had a very successful career before Barack Obama. There are very black. Matter of fact, someone who's a Harvard lawyer that we all know and love. She is the blackest woman, one of the blackest women that we all know.
Who that?
Maya Dillon-Smith.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of black women. I know a lot of black women.
Black.
I'm just using that as an example, right? So just because you go to Harvard doesn't mean you lose your blackness, right?
I don't think that's what I was saying. My point is I don't know anything about Michelle politics to say that she's progressive. And I'm progressive means too much to me to just throw it to her, because what I have seen of her seems more like a neoliberal.
Which gets us all the way back to the fundamental question of you reading this book and your statement. I think this all came from your statement about you're withholding judgment on Michelle.
I'm withholding judgment on her until I hear her, until I read that book and get her own words, right? And I mean, because here's the problem. Progressives always point out the problematic things that people say, right? But so all I've heard from the book, that's why I had to buy the book and read it myself. All I heard from the book is she said this about progressives. She said that. But
you got to read it for yourself.
I got to read it for myself because, I mean, there's people who can look at Clickbaity Political Thirsttrap
and swear we neoliberal.
Yeah, swear we neoliberal, not realizing that we just have a broad perspective on things.
So, but I do think we could game this out a little bit though, man. Because if Mundell, you said they almost got a divorce in the White House.
Well, I don't know if they got a divorce. I mean, they literally had to do some serious reconciliation after the White House, though. Like there were like lots of talk about what they had to do to get back with their marriage. They had to reconcile their marriage, and if you have to reconcile your marriage, then that means it's on the fritz.
Is it safe? Can we all, the three of us and the audience, you guys are our witnesses. Is it safe to say that probably is a result of many things, but one of them could be Michelle telling him the damn truth about what's going on in this country?
Well, what I thought happened is Barack wanted to watch the damn grits, and Michelle didn't want to watch them goddamn grits, right? So.
Because Michelle ain't never even heard of no washing no goddamn grits. Ain't nobody even know. They made that shit up somewhere, man.
Some people don't watch their chitlins either. And they probably say the same thing about y'all.
Bro, I just don't think you're going to find the same fecal matter on rice, grains of rice coming out of the ground.
No, you're going to find dead rats grounded up.
Yeah, well,
that's what the FDA allows.
Add them dead rats on top of the fecal matter inside the chitlins. So, it's a lot going on down there. And that's what you're cooking for Thanksgiving. Are you going to eat any of them, Marcus?
What? Oh, no.
Are you cooking enough for you?
No, I'm not.
Man, you should have made him pay for enough for you to cook for yourself.
I don't want any, man.
Oh, okay.
You don't eat chitlins though, right?
remember the meat thing. Like I'm
Oh,
being
You're
very careful.
a new vegetarian since last weekend.
Yeah,
Now you've been a vegetarian for a minute.
I've been
He
a
broke
vegetarian.
his cycle. The idiot ate a piece of turkey like it was gonna be normal.
Vegetarian
Mondale,
isn't
let
a
me
cycle.
Goddamn, talk about my own diet, Negro.
Bro, literally just got finished telling us you ate.
Mandel, go ahead, Marcus.
You literally just ate chicken the other weekend. That ain't no vegetarian.
Boy, would you stop for a hot second? Listen, just because I don't drink Ace of Spades every time I go out to drink, don't mean that I can't eat good. Goddamn.
Mandel, let the man speak. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, man. First, I was trying to wean myself into a hearty Thanksgiving meal, right? Last
that shit did
weekend.
not work.
And you can't do that from going straight vegetarian to turkey, right? And a big meal, right? So I decided to try to wean myself on it, and it had adverse effects. My stomach told me this is not smart for your black ass to be trying to do this right now. You shouldn't be eating meat at all. So I know one thing, that chitlins probably ain't gonna necessarily be the lick read for my meat, my carnivore lifestyle that I plan on doing. All I'm saying is after Thanksgiving, I'm gonna go back to my vegetarian diet and I'll be perfectly fine. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so like I said, you eat meat.
Bro, one time does not revoke the entire. How long you been doing it? 7 months.
It doesn't. If you kill one person, are you a murderer? I'm done.
Okay, so there's no such thing as a vegetarian then.
No, he's in his gaslighting mode.
Yeah,
no, I'm not in my gaslighting mode. I'm saying if you're a vegetarian, you can't eat meat, bro.
There's no such thing as a vegetarian, because if you ate meat 30 years ago, you can't be a vegetarian for the rest of your life.
You're gonna sit here and argue that there are no such thing as vegetarians?
Huh?
You're gonna sit here and argue that there's no such thing as a vegetarian?
Marcus eats meat, bro. He stole Tam's fish. He stole the shrimp. And he ate Come on, bro. What are you talking about? I'm not saying.
You and Tam ain't in the same city right now. We know what happened. You threw your girl under the bus.
My girl was sitting right beside me, homie.
Yeah, you looked dead at her and was like, "Yeah, go ahead, get some."
Tam actually wrote in the chat that fish was not vegetables.
Listen, first off, when have you seen Tam ever disagree with Mondale on this show? Number one. Number two. This is very important. Number two. She was sitting right there. Mondale was so disrespectful that night that he said, "Go ahead, have a piece of the fish." You know what I'm talking about? Like, he said that right there, and then act like he did. Now he want to get. We already see the capacity this Negro has for gaslight everybody. Right. So this take that into consideration when we have this conversation about that piece of fish.
That's beautiful.
Offered it to me.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's just wrong, and propensity is not a good argument. So I like that. I like what Sharon just said. She said, "So Marcus eating a little meat, you aren't a little pregnant."
Right, but there's a difference between whether there's existence of life, whether they're pregnant or not, and whether or not they are a vegetarian. Right? You can't say somebody who ate meat 30 years ago is not a vegetarian.
I didn't say that. Marcus said that. I said Marcus is not a vegetarian.
Accessories get charged also.
Accessory to murder get charged with murder also. Yeah,
that's right. And you're an accessory to that food stealing that you claimed was on me.
I was right there. The woman.
You invited me to it, bro.
Marcus.
Y'all, hey, listen, real talk. In 30 years, y'all gonna be sitting on somebody's goddamn front porch for old men at old homes, and y'all gonna be talking about this damn fish.
I'm not gonna let this go, and he's not gonna let it go either. So you know what?
45 years ago, you stole my woman's fish. You did it.
Tam, listen, Tam telling the truth. She's like, look, just give her some chitlins, and she said she'll forget about all of it. So take some.
I might have to do that.
There you go. Boom. Right there.
Sitting there in the rocking chair.
Really in the rocking chair. With some chitlins.
I swear on everything. Mondale, you're no good nigga. 45 years ago.
Somebody said it always comes back to that piece of fish. Marcus stole fish. Little J.K. kid. That's the lit read. Little J.K.
Somebody need to be more respectful.
Let me tell you about your no good granddaddy. Your granddaddy and his hungry ass snuck up in here and stole. Now ain't the okay, I was about to mess up. Stole my fish from my first wife.
Oh. Whoa.
Good. Yeah. Yes. Whoa.
Back before Ben started swinging. I caught what you said, boy.
Oh God!
Oh man!
Fights on here.
Oh man!
That's the shit I'm used to. Clickbaity. If y'all missed what Ben just did,
I didn't do anything. That was the future Marcus speaking.
For the sake of Ben's health, Tam missed what he just did. Tam, I hope you didn't see. I hope you don't go to YouTube
got nothing to do with me.
and rewind what Ben just said. Tam, do not go to YouTube and rewind what Ben just said.
Wait, Tam, she tuned in. She tuned in. Oh,
Tam,
Jesus.
don't go back.
Listen. But this is what this means. Hang on. No, hang on. Let me speak. I told you I can get myself into a fight and I can get myself out of a fight. Listen, Tam. What this means is, it means that you are the first, and he will do what he said on the air the other day. See, he already said on the air the other day he was going to marry you. Right. And so everything else that I said that's in the future. That's for you to sort out. That's between you and him. All that matters is that I have confirmed that he is going to be your first. Now, if he's your last, that's between you, him, and God.
She's probably strolling on Instagram or something. Yeah, Marcus, I'm with you. Scroll back a minute.
Scroll back a minute.
Oh, she said she ain't miss it. Marcus.
Okay, yeah.
So
like a bullshit.
But you know what I said is true. All that matters is.
I hope you got everything you're going to go for.
She said, Ben, you can't gaslight her.
Hey,
Nothing I said was untrue.
Wait a minute. So first, I think it's time for us to hang up this call because we've been on this thing for a little while.
Like an old ass man. Yeah, get off this call. and I can see your face. Get up here.
He said, we negotiated for 2 hours. No one said anything about 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Is that how long we are?
Yeah, it ain't been that long, Marcus. It just seemed like
it's been 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Because I'm a huge fan of the 10-point plan.
So I didn't clear it up. Everybody in the audience said I didn't clear it up. All right, I didn't clear it up.
Don't worry about it.
I thought I'd try.
You convinced me, bro. I thank you for the future levity. Marcus, that sweater, bro.
Yes,
the link on that sweater.
Say again? Oh, yeah.
Yes, man. That thing was live, man.
That's that dude, man. Dr. Huey P. Newton. Dr. Huey P. Newton. I hope y'all know who he is. Dr. Huey P. Newton, Black Panther revolutionary, one of the inventors of the 10-point plan. He literally is where Dead Prez got that statement. We willing to run up on these crackers in their city hall. That's what he said. That's what Dead Prez said.
You're right. That is what he said.
That's what they said.
You quoted him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I quoted. I'm just quoting somebody. You know.
It ain't goddamn America. And listen. So I mean the sweater, the dude, like
sweater's fire.
But it also goes back to the idea of like centering personalities, right? Like this is a person who should have been the first face of the Panthers, but he couldn't because he was nervous about his lisp, so he had to let Bobby Seale become the voice because he knew that people would be distracted or his lisp or his stutter would take away from the message. So he chose Bobby. He created the political philosophy that was the Black Panthers, the thinking, the understanding, the reading of all it. Being in them bad ass kids in there. Kids in there doing cartwheels on the couch.
Talking about him downstairs.
Talking about him downstairs.
All right. Y'all ain't never seen children before. All right, carry on.
So this what happened when we get off. Hey, Marcus, this what happened when we get off the show. Yeah. That's why I be able to get off at a certain time. they come out.
Hey man, listen, y'all act like y'all ain't never seen children before. All right, let's go.
Your house is always in more like
lit, just
shape,
lit.
And also quieter than the house I grew up in. I'm one of 13 kids. And
man,
cousins over there. So
damn, son,
peace that you are enjoyed from your kids make me believe that they are well behaved. No matter if they cut you in half, the kids still better than the kids I grew up with.
Bruh. Hey, to the end of the world, bro. So go ahead. You were saying.
Well, first of all, Shan, you can't call being kids baby kid. She talking about some look is baby kid. Don't do that. Them being kids.
Yeah, and hey, them children are so well behaved.
They are. They're amazing.
They are well behaved. We spend a lot of time looking at them on this show.
Y'all probably see them more than me. I'm looking this way. Y'all see.
And actually, if y'all better be careful, because if Ben start bringing those kids on Clickbaity like he did the rest of the show, y'all gonna be cornering out more money because them kids gonna ask for that dough.
Hey man, they some fundraisers out here, bro. They come out here like. He said, "Wait, he'll do I need a subscribe challenge. You got 5 seconds to subscribe."
I won't eat unless Daddy gets money right now.
Man.
Challenge though.
What's that?
Marcus, have you seen him do the subscribe challenge?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty dope. The kids when they do the subscribe challenge.
Thank you. Oh yeah.
I have seen it.
Oh man, thank you, man. I didn't even know you were talking about us. I appreciate that, man. I let them know.
Rebecca said they are handsome. They are.
Well, we did. We've done 2 hours and 30 minutes, man. Go ahead.
Are you Ethiopian?
Me?
You?
Nah.
Your kids look Habesha.
They nah, man. Me and my wife's side. Actually, my wife probably has what'd you call it? I don't know. Your roots. Geechee? Yeah. I think she has some of those roots in her. But on my side, it's all Louisiana, Mississippi.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
For 6 generations back. So we all knew what was happening before that.
Oh yeah, indeed we do.
Yeah.
Marcus, where your roots at?
We believe it or not, out of North Carolina and Florida, and Mississippi. So obviously Charleston, right? But my folks came from right out, as my dad said, right out the woods in Tallahassee.
Hey, bruh, Tam is out of pocket. Tam is saying, she said, talking about the subscribe challenge. She said, let's see the super chat challenge. So I don't know. See, I don't know if she's saying super chat for, hey, everybody in the audience sending some super chats, or she's saying, hey, Ben, run us that super chat money. I don't know which way she going.
Ben's conscious, Mark. That's Ben's conscious speaking. That ain't Tam
This
speaking.
is Ben's conscious.
Hi,
this nigga has not paid out any
That's
money.
listen,
but I can tell you this. It came in today.
What's that?
That YouTube money came in today.
Oh.
While we've been on, since we've been on air. So
that's what's
now,
up.
if you don't get it in the next 2 to 3 days, then you can say Ben ain't give you the money.
See, now my kids can eat. Now my kids can eat. We get that YouTube money. And that's the song people should make right there. That Busta Rhymes had that Arab money. We need the YouTube money.
Bro. Let me tell you something.
I'm quoting somebody.
We haven't played the song yet.
Oh, we haven't. We tripping. We wilding. Hang on. I got to pull up.
We got to play the song. And everybody, super chat us $2 for this song real quick.
No. Wait. If you super chat us, no. Don't do that, because then we're making money off the artist and he's not getting paid for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
I would send the artist some money.
Shit, we can give it to him.
Yeah, there you go.
How about this? How about we do this? We donate all the super chats from today. The whole show, whatever you get, we're gonna give to the artist who made these 2 songs. And this is the assumption that he's okay with this. But I just got a feeling he'll be all right with that. What y'all think? I think he'll be fine.
I'm with that.
No, yeah, he wants us to play it. He wants us to play it. So
yeah. So I gotta let me just scroll down on his page. That's what I see from yesterday. Here it is. Defund the Police Part 2. And let me copy this. And everybody is going to like this because he took your recommendations and did it. So we already like it. Here we go.
Wow. I don't like it.
There you go. A second. Here we go. Let's put this on the screen here. There we go. Which one? Are we over here or are we over here? Here we go. Defund the Police episode 2.
Wait. I said I would do this. You got to bring up the song, man. Defund the Police National Anthem.
Here we go. Let's look.
So hashtag Trap Squad, we love you. And Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap can almost guarantee you that we believe in defunding the police, if not abolishing them.
Mundell, give us the backdrop on the story that you're following.
Man, per the words of a grieving grandmother now, Devon Gregory, who was 18 years old last night, now he's no longer with us, was leaving his job at McDonald's, picked up by his two cousins in a car. Officers stopped the car at supposedly a routine traffic stop, which also means a life-threatening incident for black men, if you ask me. Their side of the story, they said they were trying to de-escalate. We know better than that. A neighbor said one shot rang out, and then all of a sudden it was 37 shots.
You think a 6-month training program is going to stop cops from killing black people when they have inherent biases?
You gotta get those super chats up.
Across the nation, black men and women across the nation. They look at us like we are extra strong and extra big. They look at us like we can lift cars. They look at us like we can, take our handcuffs off and make them match, right?
Hey, man.
And shoot ourselves in the head. They look at us like we're gonna murder a whole neighborhood when we're riding our bike down the street. They look at us crazy when we're just jogging, because for some strange.
Hey, I'm about to turn into the DJ at that strip club who will stop the music until y'all start showing some goddamn love. If you can, put some coin in the super chat, because everything from this episode is going to this DJ for creating this track. Now I'm gonna play it. Let's let it play. Let's go.
Today's episode is Defund the Police episode 2.
Wait.
I'm gonna skip back into the place where we were.
They look at us like we are extra strong and extra big. They look at us like we can lift cars. They look at us like we can, take our handcuffs off in the back, right? And shoot ourselves in the head. They look at us like we're gonna murder a whole neighborhood when we're riding our bike down the street. They look at us crazy when we're just jogging, because for some strange reason, if we're jogging, we're either running towards something problematic or running away from something that we did. So yeah, this is the Defund the Police episode number 2. This is the Defund the Police episode number 2. This is the Defund the Police episode number 2. Watch it, Defund the Police. Don't reform the police. If you have a problem with it, then you haven't had a gun pointed at your head. If you have a problem with it, then you haven't been playing basketball like myself when I was 16 years old. Playing basketball at a public court and had cops swarm the court when I'm out there by myself with nothing but a jersey on, some shorts on, some sneakers on, and a basketball. That can't be reformed. They are famous black people not because they're organized in the streets, not because they have the opportunity to start a multi-million-dollar business, not because they're employing people, not because they're the next Stacey Abrams, not because they're the next major organizer in America, not because they're the next savior of black America. We know them because they died. Police protect powerful people.
Damn, that was actually dope. That was dope for real.
So you put these resources in the black community.
Cut that off. Wow, Marcus had to leave, everybody. Mundell is still here. Hey, man, what'd you think about that?
I like it, man. I like it. I like all of our episodes. I ain't even gonna front. I'm a Clickbaity fan. For real. I'm a Clickbaity fan. I enjoy like the fact that people take their time and use their art to elevate stuff that we said. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's love. Like, and I have no idea how much this is going to tally up to, but we're going to send it over to our dude. We'll cash app it over to him when that time comes. So that said, hey, we have done a Thanksgiving episode. Rebecca, since you're in the chat room still, I'm asking you now if you would do the show with me later tonight, since you're in the chat room. But this is the last episode before Monday, so y'all stay safe. Don't go nowhere. Cook at home. Eat good. We'll see you next time.
Don't overeat though.
Don't overeat. Well, yeah, let the Lord lead you. All right, y'all. Later.
Peace.